3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, guys. Today is Thursday, October 22nd. It is approximately 6:37 here in the PM on a beautiful evening in El Paso, Texas.
That's right.
As always, guys, we got Misa here with us. Misa, say what's up.
Yo, what it do?
Also, guys, producer of the podcast, Mr. Joe Memes, is here.
What's up, guys?
Send me Joe.
And for episode 48, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, very special guest, friend of the podcast, Mr. Ross Rotwein is here. Ross, say what's up.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Ooh, Mr. Ross.
All right, guys. So Ross is here, Misa's here, Joe's here, and Luis is hanging out in the back.
Who's that?
There he goes. Okay. So we got a good podcast for you today. Our boy Ross is here. We're going to talk to him about a lot of different things. He golfed at UTEP for a little bit. He works for Mountain Star Group, which owns the Chihuahuas and the Locomotives. So we'll touch base on that. Misa's got shower thoughts. We're going to talk a little bit about some photography that our boy Ross was showing us. We'll hit the 5 random questions at the end. So we got a lot to get into, guys. But before we do all that, we got a tradition here on Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. We got to crack our celebratory beer or beverage.
That water.
Whoever's drinking whatever, it's all fine.
Ooh.
That's what it sounds like, guys. I'm going to indulge. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
So, number one thing, Ross, thank you for being on the podcast today, man. Me and you and Joe and Misa were all at Lincoln Middle School together.
Dude, that's
around
crazy, bro.
18 years ago.
Yep.
And now, fast forward time, we are here doing a podcast. So shout out to you for being here, man.
I appreciate you guys having me. It's a pleasure. Thank
So
you.
tell the audience, for the people who don't know who you are, give them a little rundown of who you are and what you do.
Yeah. So,
Social security number too.
And everything, credit cards, everything, man.
Give it up. Yeah, give it all up.
no, I was thinking, as I mentioned earlier, driving over here, 18 years. Yeah, that's quite a while. But yeah, I guess catching up since then. Some life at UTEP, Coronado High School, UTEP.
Coronado.
Coronado.
That's
Oh,
why.
yeah.
You know that's
Yeah.
why, dude.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's why. Luis, get out of here, bro. Hold on, real quick. Luis, what high school did you go to?
Oh, get out of here.
Get out of here.
Explains a lot,
Wait,
Luis.
did he really go to Coronado? Okay, hell yeah. So did I. I didn't know that. I thought he went to Franklin because
Oh, I thought he went to Santa Teresa.
Yeah, me
It
too.
looks like a Santa Teresa.
He went to Bowie.
what do they call him? The Desert Warriors or whatever? That's him.
Whatever.
Okay.
Anyways,
So, okay, Ross, get back into that.
Yeah. So I had my mindset on being a professional golfer forever, obviously in high school, college, on the UTEP golf team, was an accounting major, did my master's in accounting, realized I wasn't going to be a professional golfer, a couple accounting stints, and now I'm working for Mountain Star Sports Group.
hey, but that's a good plan B, though.
Yeah.
If you
it
ask
was good.
me.
Yeah. I started out in it and it was fine. I think the one thing I learned is I didn't want to do it. So with any job, you just kind of eliminate things that aren't really up your wheelhouse. So
Yeah, you kind of figure out like, all right, this is something that I don't want to fucking do
yeah.
for the rest of my
and which
life.
is, I think, just as important
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
really
definitely.
figuring out what you want to do. I mean, how do you know what you want to do? It'd be great to know in the first, swing, but if not, cross out a few things. So yeah, that happened. And more on the analytics side of kind of our business operations now and the ticketing side, which I love. It's dynamic and fun. And
How long have you been doing it for?
now it's been almost 3.5 years.
Well,
So it's
Yeah.
been a good minute.
Yeah. So I think the more I hated my accounting jobs, the more I started kind of pushing the envelope on getting in there. And I had a buddy who was working in the corporate partnership division there. And he had linked me up with a guy, I think it was probably 5 years now ago, that was doing the same thing that I was doing. I am doing currently. And I emailed him and asked him about, that position. And he got me a lunch with him and we talked and I was like, holy shit, this guy's job is awesome. Like, I want to do that guy's job. And that guy was helpful to me. But also told me, we are very lean here and we're not going to hire more than one of us. And, unfortunately I'm the one. So and it was just kind of like,
this is where it starts. Like the whole Star Wars.
Yeah.
So I just like crushed. Like he took Ross's hopes and dreams and
You
like
just crushed them.
Right.
Yeah,
in
I
front of
bought you
him.
lunch though.
right. No, yeah. No, I bought him.
Oh, you bought him
I
lunch?
bought him lunch.
You took him out for him to just crush your dreams.
I bought him Panda Express.
Whoa.
Yeah, I remember it vividly.
Wow.
I just had Panda Express.
Yeah.
Dude.
It was a cold fall day. and we and right when we left, I texted my buddy. I was like, "Hey, when that guy leaves, I want his job." And so he left. He told me over Thanksgiving. I think it was probably 2016. Yo, so and so left, and I was like,
"How long after?"
So he gave me the president's number, and I started bombarding the president with emails. And I didn't get the job until June of 2017.
Whoa.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So and it was back and forth. I mean, up until I think late April, I was accepted into an analytics program at ASU because my idea was I'm going to try and get my foot in the door at this stuff and tell somebody like, hey, I'm willing to learn this stuff. Here's how competent I am. And I'll figure out the other stuff like on the fly.
Right.
Instead of going the traditional school route.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to go back and get another master's after my accounting one. So hopefully what I had done on paper would have spoke for itself.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we got to that point where I just kind of told him, hey, like, I know, I've been persistent, and it's not that I really I'm looking for jobs. Like, I'm looking for a job with you all. Like, it's this,
I want this job.
Yeah. Or it's this, or I'm leaving and I'm going to Phoenix and I'm going to take, an analytics position. And I think they said, all right, like, here's what we're willing to work with. And they kind of blended this idea that I had of like this deep-rooted analysis job into running their box office and doing like their ticketing operations, and two things that I never fucking done in my life.
Yeah.
And so I'm just trying to piece this stuff together on the fly.
How was it when you first? Was it like nerve-wracking? Were you like stressed?
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. I had never had a job that was that demanding. I came in right in the middle of the year.
Oh shit!
Fuck.
Yeah, and I knew nothing at all, and nothing. I mean, and I read, I think, our handbook of like our ticketing software front to back, and like try to figure things out. But you don't learn things unless you're doing it in practice, and the confidence isn't there. And I was put in I didn't really know what I was getting into. I walked in, I had a big ass office, and I was like, whoa, like this is,
holy shit.
I didn't realize this was the job. I was yeah, it's kind of like, it's not like the meme where you lie about your resume, but it kind of felt like that in a sense. I was like, whoa, like, I don't know enough. And then you have these, like my counterpart, I would say, his name's Ruben, and he's the manager now of the department. By the time he was an intern leading into a supervisor, and was really sharp and was teaching me everything. And God willing, he was so thankful. I guess their previous boss was not so great, and they had a lot of trouble in the past. So everybody was like really like welcoming in with open arms. And if you F up, it's okay. Like, you'll figure it out. And he was teaching me everything, and I was his boss. And so like, we've been essentially like equals. We've considered each other's equals in that manner. And, it's never like I've had to give him directive, because he always has known. So, I mean, I think it's been a really like rich environment for me to like work through.
So go back to like when you walk into your office, right? And you realize like how big of an office is, and it kind of sets expectations at that point. You're like, I got some big shoes to fill here. You know what I mean?
Were you wearing a suit and tie and everything? Where you're like,
yeah. So like they told me like the dress code, and it's baseball. So they're like, hey, we work games, so you can wear shorts on game days and stuff like that, like Bermuda shorts or whatever. And I still haven't adopted that, because I'm like, shorts are tacky. But outside of that, like, it was button downs. And then I was like, okay, I don't have to wear button downs in the middle of summer. I could wear these polos now. And so I started wearing polos, and then I started to get a little bit comfortable, and now I have my hair in a mullet. And
that's awesome.
So obviously I'm pretty comfortable around there.
Let's just say he relaxed.
Yeah.
He does that whole business in the front, party in the back.
So yeah, I think I've warmed up to it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it was certainly nerve wracking, but it was the first time I think in my life where I realized like, it didn't really give me time to worry. Like it was just move forward. And I'm inherently like a really like high strung guy and analytical, and I get stressed out. Like I white knuckle the steering wheel like at all times. So, you know, when things, you
It's
know,
a perfect job for you.
yeah, I mean, it was, you know, it's exactly what your bosses want out of you, right? I've always been told that, like, because you're always concerned you're missing something, you're not getting something out, or you're not answering emails on time. Like I never wanted to be that guy. And yeah, it was tough for me to leave work, and it's taken me still up until this point. And it still stresses me out just as much. I think now that I know a little bit more, I kind of know what to get stressed out about and what not to. But, you know, at first everything did. And the unknown was definitely stressful. But, you know, the more reps I got at it, I think.
Were you into the locomotives before this whole thing started?
So when I came on,
the Locos weren't there yet.
Yeah, they didn't
Locos
exist.
Didn't exist.
Soccer there was one soccer employee, and it was just, you know, a concept at the time.
Okay.
It wasn't even.
It was like they were envisioning like maybe one day we'll have a USL team here.
Yeah. Well, they didn't even know what team it was. I mean, they were pitching MLS at the time.
They were pitching MLS
yeah,
too.
And there was a lot of stuff going on. So I mean, there was one baseball soccer employee. Our president was working on that, and then I was brought on to do soccer. I think midway of the 18, I would say. I think in June or May of 18, we did like a focus group. We flew a couple guys from California in town and just interviewed a bunch of different El Pasoans and offered awards of like, hey, you know, various areas of our ballpark, like here is what seating is like. If, you know, the field was oriented in this way, like what do you perceive as being like an expensive seat or an inexpensive seat? Like a bunch of analysis, qualitative analysis that we did to like try and figure out where soccer lands in the fold. And so we came up with the concept, we came up with the name from that focus group, and it was organized. I was a part of the organization of it. And yeah, it was, and I mean, it's just so, I think it's so gratifying to see something like that, like from its inception, from El Paso USL is what we were calling it. I still have the polo.
Crazy,
yeah, I'll still wear it to work sometimes, like throwback day.
It's crazy because like you said, you saw it being manifested from like these guys just having the thought of like, hey, it'd be nice to maybe have a soccer team of some sort here. Yeah. And then now like you fly these guys in, and now you guys are breaking down like, okay, how are we going to turn this baseball field into a soccer field? And then what seats are going to be like prime seating? What's going to be like our nosebleed section, like, and then to where it is now, where they're playing in the Western Conference Final, like on Saturday, or you know what I mean? Like it's crazy, and it's cool because you've been able to see it like grow. And so like Mountain Star, for the people who don't know, they're the group that owns the Chihuahuas and they own the locomotives, but they also like they are very like involved in El Paso as like they want to see the city grow. You know what I mean? And so when you work for like a group like that, obviously the pressure is going to be high when they tell you, okay, you're going to be in charge of our ticketing and our like box office. So like, what are the standards that they like set for you, like off the bat? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I'd say operationally, you know, we strive to be really top notch in terms of buttoned up in everything we do. Customer service on point. We always want to make people feel like they're extremely welcome. Everything gets clean. We have a saying, and I don't know if it's a saying from elsewhere, but they say, you know why Disney World is always clean? Because Disney World's always clean. Main Street on Disneyland is always clean is because Main Street on Disneyland's always clean.
It's
like there's no excuses. Like that's the way it is.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody's picking up trash. Everybody's doing their part. And it's the little things that really, I think, have contributed. And I mean, when you go around and just to other, or like we go to these conferences and stuff like that, minor league ones and or major league for that matter, and just the scale that we are seen as on a national scale with like the Chihuahuas from what we've done, and now the locomotive, it's pretty grand, and we're definitely seen as the top notch. And so to be in that, I mean, position, I'm so grateful. I mean, that I kind of walked into this where, you know, we're I mean, so much more fortunate, especially during COVID, than other teams. You know, they're furloughing people left and right. And we've, you know, retained all our staff through this.
Yeah, you guys have kind of like not weathered this. Well, I guess you could say weathered this storm, like in comparison to other teams and other leagues where like you're saying, they're laying off employees or putting them on furlough. Have you guys been to a Locos game, Misa?
I've never been to a local.
I have not. I've seen the environment before with FC Bravos.
Yeah.
It's a little bit more intense over there because everybody loves soccer.
Yeah, that's a different
But
vibe, dude, for sure.
here, they used to have the Patriots back in the day.
Yeah.
And, as a little kid, I used to go see them, And I feel like the vibes I see off social media, people's videos, it's a lot better now.
Yeah,
dude.
The atmosphere, the stadium, it's all just –
Yeah, and that was a tough thing, I think, from the start is, there's been other small teams that have come about, not entirely soccer related, but there's indoor,
The arena
soccer,
football.
the arena football and things of that nature that come and go.
Yeah.
And, it was hard to portray that to El Pasoans like, hey, this is really big. And this is exactly like the Chihuahuas in that manner of like, this isn't like we're trying to get to become an MLS team. This is already big. And to make them realize it. And now that, we've had 2 really great years and another Western Conference final, I think hopefully that translates and, helps, fill the stadium again next year and going forward. So,
Yeah, you guys got to get out to a Locos game. I've been to a handful of them. I've been to probably like 5 or 6 of them. I took my dad out to one of them. He hates soccer. He's not even a soccer guy. And he had the fucking time of his life, dude. Like, those Loco games are the shit.
– it's fun.
It's so fun.
Yeah.
The pace of the game is amazing. And then, like, if you can, like, for me, I don't even go to my seat. I just post up on the side railing midfield and just, like, you can see everything.
You see both sides.
You see box to box of the soccer field, and, like, it's great. And then I think one thing that Ross touched on that is important to the success of sports in El Paso and really success of sports anywhere is when you fucking have this guy. I didn't realize what it was. When you have a team that wins and is doing good, that's what makes people like, that's what ultimately drives people to go to the games. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you want to go see a good team.
Yeah.
And, like, check this out, Ross. So Misa works at the airport.
yeah.
He's a pilot, actually. Wow. He flies the luggage.
Luggage cars.
Yeah, that's all he does.
I'm a mechanic. I work with the X-ray machines.
And so he's like midway of what I was saying there. He shows me this picture, and it's him. He's chilling at the airport, and look who's right behind him there.
Oh, hey, I know those guys.
Like, group of some Loco players, dude. That's what's up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was saying, I think when you have a successful organization that wins, that's what makes people in the community like accept it and be like, I want to watch the fucking Loco game tonight. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean?
Yeah. And that's something that I think soccer definitely translates a little bit more in terms of the winning than baseball has.
Yep.
And part of my job is trying to understand that and trying to understand the analysis of that and how that contributes to people coming to such games and pricing and all that good stuff. So it's super interesting. I would say like a soccer playoff game definitely sells like a bunch more than a baseball playoff game. But, those fanatics are still there and they're still the core of it.
And I think it's kind of also because like with baseball, you deal with series in the playoffs. And like these like playoff games in soccer, it's usually a one and done. You know what I mean? And you're going to get a finale. And you're going to either get a win or a loss, and it's not going to be like, hey, well, there's game 2 tomorrow. You know what I mean? One thing that me and you had talked about, I asked Misa if he had like I think I asked you if you had a favorite basketball team.
Yeah.
And then his response was like,
I love the posters. I mean, I'm a Curry, like, Curry's got my heart.
Dude,
I was a Lakers fan growing up, like as a boy.
That's
I was
shit, bro.
born in Southern California. I'm a big
out of here, Joe.
Padres fan.
Look, man, I grew up a Spurs fan, and I'll always like the Spurs. But as I got older, I really started noticing like the players themselves, like the different type of skills they have.
Yeah.
So, when you have somebody like Curry, even though he's in another team, man, like I like that.
It's ridiculous.
That's what they've done a great job of is they make their players super marketable.
So
and it's just
what I was getting to with Ross was when he said, what he told me was he's like, well, you know what I'm a fan of? Like a well-run organization. Like, you know what I mean? Like I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then that makes you think of, okay, well, the Spurs. You got the Warriors now that are being run like efficiently. And then it makes you think of teams that aren't being run very well. The Knicks, the fucking Kings.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And like when Ross told me that,
it
I
makes
was
you
like,
think more than just the players.
Yeah, you're like,
stuff, like
it all like when it's a well-run organization, that means everything from the ticketing to the merch to the arena experience, the food, everything is like top line. You know what I mean? And a well-run organization speaks a lot for itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like that stuff. Attention to detail. I mean, obviously the Spurs have been a staple of that for years.
Dude,
and I mean, it irritated me forever being like, it was a thorn in the side of like the Lakers when I was like 10 to, 16 years old or whatever, like a diehard fan. And then I started, and I mean, basketball has been really ever evolving and on the precipice of a lot of like analytical, revelations, I guess, if you will.
They embrace analytics in basketball.
Right. And so I think a lot of things that I see that are like analytically driven or like just a different outlook on the traditional people that think outside the box and not scared to, I mean, just in all sports, not scared to, I don't know if you saw in there was a Titans game this last weekend and I saw Vrabel like, threw out a 12th man like on purpose just to stop the clock. And everybody's like, what the hell is he doing?
What's he doing?
Yeah. And he was doing it to preserve time so he could score. He was just punting on a play there. And that sort of stuff, like I just gravitate towards. Yeah.
It's like
and
playing chess.
Yeah, exactly. Like any sort of strategy or just people and teams that are thinking that way. I'm kind of just like, oh, that's cool. Like I appreciate that stuff. But I mean, that, as you mentioned, it goes top down from ticketing to merch to pretty much everything they're doing. And most teams are doing it smart now, I would say, generally speaking. So,
yeah. So like, one of the other things that like I wanted to mention was, we talked a little bit about like, kind of like, I guess in the way where this job has like allowed you to go like to these interesting places, what like a MIT sports conference, right?
Yeah.
So like, how would you describe that? And I guess like for people who don't know what it is, if you can kind of describe what that conference is, because for the people who know sports and they're like they follow sports and they're big fans, like you like an MIT conference is a big deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like I guess it kind of explain what that experience was like.
Yeah. I'd say first off, I was like introduced to it, I think in 2017 when I started, and they mentioned that they were taking me to winter meetings in Orlando.
Oh, hell
and
yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Like,
you know what the winter meetings are, Joe?
There there's some conferences now.
Yeah, but for what sport?
For baseball, right?
Hey, there you go.
I didn't know that.
there you go.
I gotta make.
Hey, we got to do a quality check here. We got to make sure everybody's in tune here.
Yeah. So that was an eye-opening experience of just like, and after 4 days, you start to grow numb to it. You're just like, oh, there was Tony La Russa, or there's Tim Kirk Jr.
Yeah, they're just
like,
passing.
Yeah, there's people just there. Oh, like, oh, what are all these cameras? Oh, there's the Baseball Tonight's, set, or like MLB Network is just right there at the bar area. So you're like having a cocktail, and they're like, showing the MLB Network set. Yeah, and you're on TV. Like, you're just like, whoa, this is kind of surreal. Like, I kind of always dreamed of like being around these people, and here I am. I think cool, and then in 2018, I realized like, oh, like I can maybe like do some other things that just because the person before me didn't do this, I could still grow in this position and learn some new things. And so I mentioned to them, hey, I'd like to do this in a budget meeting. And they said, sure. And that's the great thing about them is they're always willing to
try some.
Yeah, and allow me to expand and grow my own knowledge base. And I was just like, hey, I need to get to Boston to go to MIT. I mean,
are you guys hiring?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I need a job.
Yeah, so it was surreal. And so I've been the last 2 years. Yeah, first year was at a different convention center, and like they built this brand new convention center this last year that was pretty cool. First year was snowing like crazy in March, but it was awesome. I mean, that is Bill Simmons calls it Dorkapalooza, like when he first saw it, but it's grown. Like, I mean, the first year I was there, I like was looking at the panelists, and Meek Mill was there talking about social injustice with Rachel Nichols on set. Nice. And they have the jump set there, like you're right there on the jump, and then there's, I mean, everyone. I mean, the list was. I mean, I would read it off.
It's like the who's who of like the sports world.
Yeah, every league. I think Saquon Barkley was there. But there's huge athletes there that Shane Batty. Oh, Adam Silver and Bill Simmons. I was there in the first row for that one.
There you go.
Yeah. Every
Name drop.
I'd be like, yo, I live my life. I'm done.
Yeah, but
Like,
the thing
I'd
is,
go home and lay on my couch until I die.
Ken Jennings was there this year, like the Jeopardy champion, with Nate Silver, who I love. Daryl Morey, who puts it on, seen him speak several times now. And it was funny. They have like a curling room the first year where, a lot of these, I guess, analytical concepts and just for fun. So curling is very position oriented. So they had a room where it was like a curling champion and like him and a bunch of NBA GMs that were there. And I was just like there watching. And it was like literally a room of this. And I have videos on my phone. It's awesome. And then the next year was
just amazing.
Yeah. Last year it was like the United States table tennis champion.
Nice.
And he was playing against him and several others. But yeah,
I'd had that feeling of like when you like go to like Universal Studios or like, like or like Disney World or something.
Yeah,
he's just going to
like,
that.
wow.
It's
table tennis
unbelievable.
champ. Holy shit!
Yeah, and then everybody goes to the NBA game which is right around the corner on TD Garden, which is awesome. I think generally there's a game on the second night, which I've done. The first year, and the first few conferences I went to, I wasn't really connected with anyone.
Yeah.
And it was more, you can really get lost in some of those panels that are just like where you're starstruck. And this last year, I got a little bit away from it. And I think I've been distancing myself. My idea with where I was going with work was always, I want to work on like player operations and like build a team and this and that. And then the more I started working in like ticketing and business, I was like, man, they need a lot more help in this area. Like teams are not doing it right.
Yeah.
And so I've really gravitated towards that. So I think I got a little burnt out, like halfway through Sloan. I was like, I need to get over to these other conferences, like still at the convention, but not like just be so starstruck and see another, which you easily can do.
Yeah.
Because there's just.
Yeah. Because they offer so much at those conventions, right?
Yeah.
So
it's like, I don't need to see Richard Jefferson talk about player analytics now when I could go, see, so-and-so talk about X or whatever it is. It was just an example. So
is there like an organization that you look up to that you're like, holy shit, that's some organization for us to like look up to and follow it?
Like a model or
like a model of.
Yeah.
Or is it like more like a free for all kind of like?
It's just so different in terms of what teams work with. I think and how I think out of the box and creative teams are. Like I've reached out to a number of teams. I think I was talking to the Rays recently about cashless concepts that they came out with like 2 or 3 years ago, and they might not fill their arena, but they're trying to do every inch they can with what they have. And it's easy for the Yankees and the Red Sox and the
huge big market
the Cardinals
teams,
that are going to sell all their seats to say, yeah, we ran out this promotion, we did X or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it's the teams like those that are really have to,
they have to find new ways and like
they have to. Like I think I was talking to the Padres analytics VP at the winter meetings last year, and he said to me, some of those teams, when they don't hit revenue projections and goals, it's okay because they have huge TV deals.
Yep.
And they have tons of merch that they sell and everything else. And I know the Padres are in a different situation now because they're doing a little bit better, but still at that point they said, if we don't hit ticket revenue goals, like, some of us might roll.
Yeah.
and that's the truth of it. So they have to really be keenly aware of why they're doing what they're doing. And so I think to answer your question, I don't know if there's any one, but there's all these concepts that I'll pull from different teams that are like, I could tell what you're trying to do there rather than just kind of throwing shit at the wall and seeing what happens,
Yeah, that's what's up, dude. So out of all the people that you've met, all the like people you met at the conferences, who's probably the one person that you were the most psyched to get a picture with?
Ooh. Most psyched to get a picture with.
Yeah, it looks like a heart. Look at him. All right,
yeah,
top
dude.
three,
bro. Did you see how he like?
Yeah,
he just like zoomed into the wall over there.
I love Amin El Hassan.
Dude, I love Amin El Hassan.
I took a picture with him the last 2 years.
He's fucking funny.
Yeah, he's great. And I remember I
love
chatted
that guy.
him up and I was like, hey, like we talked last year. Yeah, and he was a great guy.
And like, did you actually like get to like actually talk to him for a bit?
I saw him
just
at
like,
the,
hey, what's up?
You know what? Funny you asked. So the year one when I went, he was just getting off the jump, but I was like, hey, can I take a picture with you? He's like, yeah, sure. So we took a pic and I was like, I love the pod. He was like, yeah, you're going tonight to the show? And I was like, what's the show? And they were doing, is it now called the Hoop Collective? I forget what it was called, but they had a show running with Tom Habistro right after they had finished True Hoop.
Yeah.
It was that spinoff that they had. I know they've had a couple since, with Habistro, what's his name? That comes on the Lebertard show. The Asian dude.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
Pablo Torre. Yeah, Pablo was on there. Black Trey, a few others. Like, so it was this underground show at this Indian restaurant, and I met up with a buddy, or I went there by myself. The buddy that I went with had like what I thought was coronavirus 2 years ago. Like, he was so sick.
He had COVID 13.
Yeah, we call it,
at that time.
And so he was not leaving the hotel room. So I got an Uber over to this random Indian spot, and like 8 Indian food. I was like, where do I get tickets? They're like, oh, it's downstairs in an hour. And it was like this little underground spot. I met a guy that was who I still keep in contact with, who works in supply chain for Nike NBA jerseys.
That's a good guy to know.
Yeah,
that is a good guy to know.
We still talk.
Get him on the pod, bro. Get him on the pod.
Dope guy. And
That's a good guy to know.
yeah, Eric, he's awesome.
Best
So
I hope he's probably your best friend.
I hope so. I sure hope so.
We've kept in touch. So yeah, we met and then went down to the show. And like John Barry was there, and like some other like random people just in street clothes, really dimly lit. But yeah, everybody was having drinks, having a good time. Yeah, I chatted with him a bit, and then last year I saw him at the hotel bar. That was pretty rowdy at the time. And yeah, but I mean, we were all like, yeah, he was a great dude.
That's
so
what's up, dude.
Sue Bird, that was a cool one.
I think mine would have been a Chuck D. Broder.
So far, Chuck D. Broder. Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like you. At a point you want to be there, and as you know, you want to, even though act like you've been there, even though you haven't been there, like you have to act like it at some point. And
yeah, you can't be all like fan guy,
right?
Like,
and also like I'm going to get good quality, intel, and even if things aren't directly related to like this is how I like make more revenue on ticketing, just being around the way that these people think. And you start to pick up on, I see what they're doing here.
Yeah.
I see how they're trying to find gaps in this. And as a whole, these people are just generally curious people, which I think leads to success in a sense, because they're always questioning the norm.
Yeah, they're pushing the envelope constantly.
They definitely are.
Yeah.
And I think I have a saying in work is, if we're doing something because we've always done it this way, that's not a good enough answer.
Yeah, that's not the answer. You know what I mean? Like when somebody asks you, like, why is it that you guys do this process this way? It should be like, because this is the most efficient way to do this. Right. It should never be like, well, we've fucking always done this shit this way, going back 25, 30 years. You know what I mean?
If you're talking about like
that's how you get stagnant.
Yeah.
If you start about that sense, then like Chico's tacos should have just stayed the same. Because
well, I mean, that's a different, that's a different market. That's a different atmosphere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, there's definitely quantifiable results as to why that's working as well, right?
Yeah,
so
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if they switch it up and
then it's not gonna work. You know
plummet,
what I mean?
Then yeah, I mean, but also that's bred by our organization at my inception of, it's pretty admirable for our president and GM, who are my direct bosses who have been in the industry for 25 plus years, and pretty much hand me the keys and say, yeah, we're open to somebody not from sports giving us brand new ideas and, trying new things.
Yep.
Like, why me, and And so I think that sort of thinking and just the general curiosity that Dave enabled me to have has led me to just be open with presenting ideas and new concepts and really a free flowing atmosphere.
Yeah,
as a whole.
you're not afraid to like explore and like see, you know, what else is out there. And then knowing that you can come back to them and present it and they're not going to just like shut you out.
Right.
You know what I mean, that's something that is big, because not in every career will you get that. You know what I mean? So what we're going to do now, Ross, we're at the 36-minute mark. We're going to take a break in a bit, but before we do that, Misa has some shower thoughts for you, okay? And so what these shower thoughts are these thoughts that Misa has in the shower, and sometimes they're groundbreaking, and we're going to discuss them after he gives them to us. And then after that, we'll get into some of the other things we said we were going to talk about. So without further ado, Misa, go ahead and hop in that shower, and let's get to these shower thoughts.
Turn this shit on right now.
You know what, dude? It's actually getting pretty cold outside recently in the mornings, dude. This warm shower right here.
Shower.
Hey. Does this straw have 1 or 2 holes? That's a good one. Hey. Where did the first teacher ever go to school? Hey, is clapping really just us hitting ourselves because you like something?
All right.
God bless.
So those are our shower thoughts. We're going to go, let's break down the first one. All right. So what was the first one, Lisa? I forgot.
I didn't. Does the straw have?
Does the straw have 1 or 2 holes? What do you think, Joe?
It's got 2 holes.
That's okay, Ross.
I'm shooketh.
Yeah, that's a great question. It's got 1 hole.
That's 1 hole, dude.
I say it's 2 holes because there's 2 different ways to
There's
go
2
into it.
ends.
Yeah, but it's the same hole.
Yeah, it's the same hole.
Like it's the same.
I say you flip a coin and then whatever.
Hold on, Luis will break the tie here. That's 1 hole, man. Hey, there you go.
There's 1 hole.
Well, it's
Yes,
1 hole
sir.
to Luis for everything.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I noticed about Luis? Misa, he might be your friend, but he agrees with me on everything. Shout out to
On
you, Luis.
purpose.
Thank you for
On
that.
purpose.
All right, shower thought number 2.
Where did the first teacher ever go to
Where
school?
did the first teacher go to school? What do you think, Misa? Where did the first teacher go to school at? Well, it's your thoughts, actually.
I don't know. That's why I asked it. That's why I was thinking about it.
Ross, what do you think? Where did the first teacher go to school at?
Did the first teacher go to school?
That's the question. I
Wow.
guess that's a real question.
Wow.
Jump in the shower with
He
me.
jumped in the shower. This happens from time to time. Sometimes people end up in the shower with me. So.
How soapy.
I think what happened was they're like, okay, this person's really smart. Let's just make him the teacher.
That's
Right? That's what you're getting
that's
at,
exactly
right?
yeah.
Isn't that how it is these days?
Yeah, he sounds pretty profound. Like let's go with what he said.
He's very charismatic. He'll be the teacher.
He could count to 10.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's 9 plus 10? 21.
Yeah.
21.
Okay. And then
stupid.
the last shower thought is clapping really just hitting yourself because you like something,
It
right?
literally is.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
that one's
It
tough.
is.
Yeah.
But I think when you
Is it like, do we clap to make the sound?
I think,
Obviously, right?
Yeah, I
Like,
think when we clap, we want like the noise, you know.
instead of clapping, we could have done something like.
no,
Pretty
but,
aggressive, you know.
but I think like the clap is just like, you know what I mean? Like it's a good clap, dude.
It could be like a proud clap. Like,
Yeah. And there's so many different types of claps.
Yeah.
Like you can do a proud clap, you can do a golf
That
clap.
bougie, yeah, just
You know what I mean? Or you can do like the full on like, fuck yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Like there's so many different kinds. Like
I
dude,
just look now
That's a
thinking
good
about
one.
it. Now thinking about it, like I said, like why did it become like clapping for something good? Like
Right?
who was the first person? Like somebody did like a backflip and they're like,
What a novel concept. Let's
Yeah,
keep
right.
this going.
the ancient Greek Olympics, like the first guy that put the ball through the first hole, everyone was like, And then somebody was like, dude, we can clap better like
was there a
this.
different concept before? Was it like it took two people to like
They're clapping like this. They're like,
and then let's just find out that it was better for two. I don't know.
shit.
Then that's why I
Okay.
think about this in the shower, guys.
All right, yeah. Those are some good shower thoughts this time. All right, guys. So let's take this break. When we come back, we're going to get into a little bit about Ross and his passion for photography. We're going to talk about also some of the hiking trails that Ross likes to hit up, and then some of the pictures he sees. Our boy Luis got all excited over there.
Yeah, I see what it is.
Take them hiking,
He's my
please.
hiker.
Take them hiking, please.
Oh, yeah, anytime.
And
then
leave
we're-
them out there.
And then at the very end, we're going to ask Ross 5 random questions, guys. So episode number 48, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Make sure you guys go follow us on Facebook, like us on Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts, leave a rating and a review. If you guys do that, what that does is it helps us get on the trending. It helps us get
It'll
on
help
the,
us get famous, guys.
Well, not only that, but it gets us on the
Get 'em
trending
famous.
podcast boards, and that's where we want to be so that more people can listen to us. So with all that being said, guys, we're going to take this break, and we will be right back. All right, guys, we are back from our break. Episode number 48, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast, featuring our boy Ross. Thank you again, Ross, for being on the show today. We really appreciate you coming by and sharing some time with us. What did you think about the first half of the podcast, man?
Smooth running. Let's keep it rolling.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So one of the things we wanted to talk to you about is your photography. We're going to get into that in a bit, but during our little break here, we kind of uncovered some things from our past. Like we had mentioned before, me, Joe, Misa, and Ross were all at fucking Lincoln Middle School together. And me and Ross had this like little weird like fucking realization that like, bro, like back in the day, like we all segregated ourselves, like our preschool like hangout spots, they were all determined by us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that shit was cool. And we were breaking that shit down. And it's funny because we all remember like that shit exactly how it was.
It makes you think it's just all natural.
Yeah.
You know, like it's human nature for us to like do that kind of shit.
At 11 years old,
At
like
11,
you're just
yeah, dude.
inherently drawn to these.
I remember I
Yes,
showed up.
dude.
I showed up in 7th grade. I came from Canutillo district, and the only one person I knew was Blue. I didn't know anybody else, but I could see it like right when I got there, and it was like all the like jocks, all the cholos on the side. You know, you got all the guys that played basketball all day, every day. Like and you see Chris there, like trying to throw threes,
Yeah.
like,
Bricks.
air balls
Bricks.
and shit. Like
Yeah, I mean,
Trying to build a house.
yeah. When I remember when I went to Lincoln, I was like, whoa, like there's kids that are smoking dope in like the ditch. Like I never knew that this was a thing. Like, mom,
Yeah.
get me out of here. Like even through like freshman, like I was like a prep like country club
Yeah.
kid that was playing golf, you know.
Yeah,
and so, yeah, that kind of toughened me up a little bit. I was like, all right, I got to man the F up a little bit here.
it's like after that, you're thinking like, nah, whatever. I want to Lincoln.
Yeah,
That ain't shit.
no, for real. I wouldn't think that they were my fondest times, but I mean, still vivid memories.
Yeah, still
of that.
vivid
Yeah.
memories, I think it's because of the age. Like that's like the first time that you're kind of actually starting to make like your own decisions. in
Yeah.
life.
and there were some real rebels in there.
Yeah.
Like people that were like, F society. I'm doing whatever the F
I'm
I
doing
want.
what I want, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, it was bad for me. Like I said, I didn't know anybody 7th grade. You know, I was there for like 3 months until I got sent to alternative
See,
Oh, for
for the
real.
rest
What a
of my
criminal.
7th grade year
Criminal.
because somebody else had put like a pound of marijuana in my locker that I never used. But because it was assigned to me, they came to me and they're like, hey, you know, we found this. Is this your locker number? And I was like, yeah, it is. And they're like, all right, turn around, put your hand behind your back. And, you know, like, and we fought it all the way
Lockers.
through.
I
Yeah.
forgot about lockers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and-
lockers, that's a thing of the past.
I got thrown in a trash can in middle school.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't me, right? I didn't do that.
I remember.
How did this happen, dude?
I don't know.
You know what? I remember.
You just remember being
I
in
think
the trash
I think
can?
I remember being like a little bit of a shit at eventually because I was a golfer and I was good at the time, not great, but I knew I had some sort of future in it.
Yeah.
And I think I was somewhat level-headed at the time where I think my dad probably told me like, yeah, you're going to be like 5'8". You're not going to be a basketball player. Like
Yeah.
you should probably play golf or something, you know? And so I was like, oh yeah. So I started playing golf and just realized that I could practice really hard and get good and maybe get a scholarship. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get a scholarship at this. And I saw all these people that were playing football and like telling me, nah, I'm going to be the Division I athlete, not you. And I was like,
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I remember my dad looking at me like, "Yeah, you're gonna drop out," and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
thanks."
And you did.
So anyway, I think I
never
talked
dropped out.
back to a couple of football guys and probably deserved it. Got thrown in a trash can.
They're like, fuck you, man.
Yeah, fuck you. I'm gonna be playing,
Yeah.
Division I football.
That's
And I was
what's
like,
up.
whatever.
Hey, real fast, who's your favorite golfer?
Oh, my favorite golfer.
Rich Beam?
Hey,
Oh no, I mean,
he's notable.
well, yeah, Beamer is,
Beamer.
he's a good dude. I grew up with a few guys out there, so like JP Hayes was someone that taught me
Okay.
really well.
There you go.
From back in the day, he was just a role model for me. So somebody I was always following. I'd say him. My buddy Chris Barillo was on tour for a while, and since still, I'm one of his kids' godfather now. So
Oh,
we're
nice.
very tight. But he was on the PGA Tour now. Is very distance away from golf. So
Okay.
a couple guys that I was just very close to. Now out there on tour, played high school golf with Jordan Spieth. Always kind of pulled for
Whoa,
him.
Jordan Speed.
Yeah.
Dude, that's up there.
Dude, that's the
Yeah,
like,
it
the
was playing with
legit
him
level.
at 14, 15, in high school.
Okay.
And I was realizing,
Could you
wow,
could you tell like that he
Yeah.
was just like the shit,
yeah, I remember,
dude?
like
Yeah,
I
can
said,
only
like,
imagine, dude.
we're always pretty cocky, like in that position, like, I can be whoever. And I remember, I was like, it was really cold as shit in Lubbock one day. And we had just finished the first day going to the second, and we were at Texas Tech's course. And I was hanging out with like these dudes from Amarillo that I was always tight with in high school golf. And I think I was like 1 or 2 back, and he was tied with me going into the next day. And I remember him saying, one of them was like, "Hey, you're playing with Spieth." I'd never heard of him. I was like, "Who's that?"
They're like,
and I was like, and I was like, "I don't care. Like, don't beat him.
Yeah.
Like, whatever." And they're like, "Dude, this kid's really good." I was like, "I'm fine." They're
Ross
like,
is
"No,
like
this kid's
Schmeeth.
yeah." They're like, no, this kid is like really, really good. And and you could tell immediately, like it was just really twitchy, but like freakishly good.
Yeah.
And it didn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it still didn't, like
You're
when he
like-
won the Masters and all
Yeah,
these other
dude.
It
tournaments.
doesn't correlate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so for people who don't know, like I know some people don't like golf, but Jordan Spieth is like a very successful golfer.
Yeah, won the Masters, won the
Won the
US
Masters,
Open,
like,
won the
This is like the
British.
pinnacle of golfing. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Dude, you
doing
know-
all that stuff is the pinnacle of golfing. This guy was golfing with them. And yeah, I guess when you see him, was it like off the first tee box where you're like, oh man, this is a problem?
At the time, I was, and I'm not obviously too big of a guy. I was 5'8", and he was shorter than me. And I was probably 5'7" in high school, so I haven't grown much since. But
Same.
so he,
But he was shorter than you.
yeah, he was a little scrawny, nothing. Now he's like 6'1" or 2", and a pretty
you,
big guy.
You felt good about having to look down at somebody.
Yeah, but I mean, you could tell, like, it didn't matter what he did. He wasn't really phased, and he just kind of, and there was a few other high school golfers that kind of came along the way that were already locked into top colleges, ideas that I always had, like Alabama's and Oklahoma State's and whatever. They were already, these top schools that they had committed to in their sophomore year of high school. And you're like, oh shit, like I could tell, like this guy's really good. And some of them blossom and some of them don't. I mean, the expectations are so high, and golf's a really gentle game. So it's
you know what, when I was younger, my stepdad is into like every sport.
yeah.
And every time he'd be watching golf, I'd just be bored, And I remember at one time he was watching something, and I was like, oh, screw this, I'm going upstairs to my room. And then he's like, you think it's boring? And I was like, yeah. He's like, why? And I was like, because it's just this. He's like, look, the thing with golf and the way how do you explain it? He's like, to be the best, you have to play the least golf. Like, and to play the least golf, it's like
it was
in
something.
a game.
Oh yeah,
Something
correct.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
To
yeah.
beat somebody, you have to play the least golf.
Yeah, it's kind
well,
of.
that's actually that's the way.
I never thought of that.
I've never
I thought of that in a work ethic thing, and that was always like
Yeah.
what bugged me was, like I mentioned earlier, I was always a 2 hands on the steering wheel guy, like
Right.
white knuckle everything, and sometimes with golf, it's different than like football, like run through that wall, or basketball, where it's like, just give more effort on defense potentially. Like with golf, when you give more and you try more, sometimes it works against your
Against you,
favor, because you just have to let things go and let them come to you. And And it's such a balancing act. And sometimes you just got to like let go and forget about things when you know that technically something might be wrong. I mean, there's so many little things.
Yeah. Like
And
you have to be extremely perfect
Yeah.
to
And there's so
to
many
be
variables
successful.
because you're never playing. It's never the same court every time. It's
Yeah.
never the same, field every time. It's always different. Wind and elements. There's just a lot of unknowns, and you can really lose your mind.
I started
Like-
respecting golf
That's-
after he told me that. I was shook.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. Is
Yeah.
that like
Whoa.
It's your word.
I mean, all the yeah, that's
the
fucking
shower
weird.
thought.
Yeah.
Like what I was gonna say is golf or these individual sports are different in a way where like like in baseball and football and basketball, it's a team, But when you're on the course, like you're by yourself and you're in your own mind.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's like another game that you have to fucking figure out how to play too.
Especially in college, it was most of our first and second round. They play 3 rounds or 4 rounds, but our first and second rounds were generally all in one day. So it was more of just a mental grind. And, it sounds cool when you're able to say like, I'm going to play golf all day. But I mean, you're getting up at 4 a.m. and you're literally starting hitting balls in the dark. And when the sun comes up, you start. And you're going to be playing until the sun is on the other end of wherever the course at the time.
It's like trying to stay 100%.
Yeah.
all day.
And you just have to like stay in it, and your results matter because there's boosters and there's like a university. I mean, it's at that point, it's bigger.
Yeah,
And-
you got eyes on you.
Yeah. And so, you got to be able to block it out and then just kind of flatline the entire time, and not get too high, not get too low. Like,
What was your farthest drive? Like your first?
oh, I don't even remember. I remember the hole-in-ones vividly.
Do you like what was the best like score I guess you've ever shot on on any golf course really?
Yeah. El Paso Country Club, 61.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay, for people that don't know golf, it took him 61 shots to complete 18 holes.
That's
Yeah.
dude. That's
I mean,
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
home
fucking
court.
impressive.
Yeah,
dude.
but I
That's
mean,
crazy.
like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
you
not,
do that, Joe.
It's
We gotta all try it out and then compare ourselves.
Dude, I'll just go there just to drive the golf
Yeah,
cart
let's
and
do
drink.
it.
That's it.
Bro, I'll
Yeah.
shoot like 175.
I'll probably be like in the 200s.
Yeah, me too. You're gonna be there all day, dude. So I'm
Probably
just gonna camp
300s.
out.
I feel like 200s is like too good for me.
Yeah.
3 sounds good.
it's a game that you need a lot of time for,
Fuck yeah,
honestly,
dude.
and a lot of diligence.
And a lot of beer.
Yeah.
My dad,
Yeah,
my
that's a better way to
dad,
do it.
I would say like my dad played golf, but like he never took it like really seriously. It was more like a social thing.
Yeah.
Like let's go play at least 9. Maybe we'll hit the whole 18. And at the same time while they were out there, having a few beers. So like I would go out there with them, and so like I understood the game of golf and like
Yeah.
how it scores and just kind of like, okay, you want to stay on the fairway, and then you have this many shots to the green, like, and understanding that. But I feel like a lot of people, the reason they don't like golf is because they just don't understand. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, you have to play it a good amount to, I think, appreciate it.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't expect somebody that doesn't know very much about golf to sit in front
To
of
be
a
like the
TV
biggest
and-
fucking golf.
yeah,
fan.
and just be like,
it's not
I
gonna
just-
happen.
I mean, we
love-
could start off with mini golf.
Yeah, but
no,
exactly.
dude,
Yeah,
no.
exactly.
It's not even fucking close.
No, but I was
that.
like very well in it in terms of like being well connected with guys that are out there on tour who like introduced me to caddies, to like
Oh,
different
yeah.
ways to think, just to be around it. And it made me really appreciate it. And I still watch it today. I mean, I don't play really.
Yeah, I was
ever.
gonna ask you.
Top golf?
I feel like we're gonna get into like your photography on
Yeah.
Instagram, but I looked through your whole fucking Instagram. There's not
there's not a golf pic.
I
yeah.
couldn't tell without knowing you that you played golf at UTEP. Why
Yeah.
is that?
I probably played,
Just burned out about it.
I think probably no more than 10 rounds in the last 4 years or 5 years.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Especially for somebody that played literally
so much,
every single
bro.
day for probably 13
Well,
years.
that's why though, right? Maybe.
You burned out or what?
So, it gets to a point, and I don't want to like pat myself on the back, but I never was as good as I wanted to be. And at that point I was really good, and I still wasn't as good as I ever wanted to be. And to make that next step. And it got to where, in college, like I mentioned, like the stresses and the you know, the inability to let go and remember what got me there got in the way.
Okay.
And so when I started getting in, I think my first 2 jobs, I played a little bit. And then with the Chihuahuas and the Locomotive now, I got in and there was all games, right? I mean, like you're working, I mean, sometimes we're working 115 hours a week. Like, I mean, it's relentless. And, you know, it's sexy to work in sports, but there's like the idea of it, but there's a lot of grunt work that goes into it. And it doesn't free up much time for something that takes so much time, like golf.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
And so I think I'm a little bit removed from the idea of still being close to it and being frustrated when I go out there. And I'm getting farther and farther away from it now that I'm not as sensitive to the idea of it.
To get to a point where like you're like, this is
where I could go out and have a couple beers. I think when you mentioned that, like for me, the first thing I think of, well, I'd rather like have a couple of drinks and not play golf and like do something that I might enjoy more, or like not something that I have to drink to enjoy it. You know what I mean? not to say like that's a bad thing, but it's just the idea of where it came from. So, you know, since then I've gotten into other things. Like I think we're going to lead into that. I wouldn't say, and not to dismiss golf for me, but it was the idea of me getting really good at something.
Okay.
Or the idea of me like gravitating to something that was like, wow, I can improve.
Yeah.
And I think that was, and I could work hard at.
Yeah.
And so hopefully that's transferable into other things. And that's kind of where it's led me. So yeah.
Yeah, like for sure. Like I know you always have like that passion for golf deep down inside you, but like I think it's good that you realize like, okay, there's other things that I can do or that interests me like even more than golf, and that like I need to kind of figure out like how far that can take me, you know, and like trying to figure out like kind of more of who you are as a person, you know?
Yeah. I think when it was probably my senior year, I remember seeing that there was this website called Teamwork Online where you can look for jobs in sports.
Nice.
And I remember seeing there was like a King, like Sacramento Kings had a job for like a business analytics or an analytics job. And I was like, holy shit. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like I wasn't even eye open to the idea of like
fucking like
people
it
working.
popped in your head that
you know
like,
what? That's what you've been doing all day today for me.
Yeah.
Like just I've known that there's a lot of stuff like that, but to know the details of
but I didn't even know that was a job. Like I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that people on the back end were doing this.
Yeah.
And so that's when I think my perspective changed about work, but it obviously changed in fitness and other things.
I love that one.
Yeah,
that I've got.
That one you just posted right there.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope. Oh yeah,
we'll get into that right.
Yeah. Sorry. I just have to say 'cause he changed it. I wanted to leave it there.
Yeah. I wanted like to kind of like transition to like in a way kind of like how you figured out how you got inspired to do like what you're doing now, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that kind of inspired us, and I know it's like I've turned Misa on to like some of the like podcasts that like I like that like I try to emulate, or like we maybe try to like kind of model or not model ourselves, but like we take influence from. One of the shows that I showed Misa was like the Dan Le Batard show.
Yeah.
With Stu Gatz, which is on ESPN. You can listen to it on all platforms. I suggest you guys go check it out because it's really, really interesting radio and podcasting that these guys do, and I love it.
And the way they do it, I think is.
And the way they do it is it's art.
It makes you feel like you're there, like just part of their friend, like you're just chilling.
And it's kind of like theater of the mind, and that's kind of like what influences the way we do this.
Yeah.
And with having the producer and the voice in the back with Luis, and it's kind of like just taking some elements from that. But one of the things that fucking our boy Ross did, and maybe not directly him, but the team that he works with, is they actually sent some Chihuahua merch to the Dan Le Batard show. And these guys are based out of Miami, Florida, by the way, but they're on ESPN, and you know they're one of the best sports shows that's out there. And these guys were wearing our fucking like merch on the show, and they were shouting it out. And fucking just to know that this guy was part of it to me was like, I was so happy, bro. Like that's so cool. Sick. So Ross, like talk a little bit about like how that happened, or like and then kind of like why you like the Dan Lebitard show too, because I like it. I showed it to Misa,
I watch it every day.
and now he's like into it, so it's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah, I think it first started before I got there, like that relationship. And they've been really drawn onto like minor league baseball in general whenever there was, you know, a new crazy team or whatever.
They would make fun of like the names of like
yeah,
minor league
they
teams,
would, and they
you know
would
what I
shout
mean?
them out and so on.
Because minor league teams have like crazy fucking names. Like you would never see a fucking like El Paso Chihuahuas in the NFL.
Yeah,
like, you know what I mean?
Let's say something about the Chihuahuas name real quick, dude. Honestly, at first, like I don't know if I was happy with that. I was actually kind of like, dude, like I felt like it was like degrading.
Yeah.
You know, like
no, that's 100% what we heard. I mean, all the way through.
I'm sure, yeah.
And the people that designed the logo, and you know, we met with them in San Diego, I think in 2017, and they ran through the original concepts of how Chihuahua came about with the Chihuahuan Desert, and then it was like, oh, we can do a little dog, and there were all these different types of dogs that they created, like uncut, like
different types of Chihuahuas.
different Chihuahua like logos that they were
Chihuahua protocols.
Yeah, some that were like a lot like rougher than this one, and some that were cute, and like the middle one that kind of like
a nice cozy one.
The shelf.
Cute Chihuahua.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that was the start of really when minor league teams started pushing the envelope on, oh, we can do something different. And we heard a lot of that. But what it did was it created a lot of attention, and it created a lot of interest.
And that was perfect. You know what I compared it to? Because like the way I see it now, I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Like if like I would have a sticker like that on my car or you know, like on my cap or anything like that. But it reminds me of like, this is how probably like if they were like the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Like the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
Like when they chose that name and the people around there is like fucking dolphin.
Yeah.
You're picking fucking dolphins.
Well, at least the name has some context in the region, at least.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At least they're just not naming us a random fucking animal.
Yeah. No. It definitely
So
had
that's good,
something.
right? But,
And I think it was more derived off of, you know, the landscape itself and then the dog came about and it was this whole.
So back to the Dan Lebitard.
Anyway,
Misa took.
Sorry, guys. I just want to throw that out because for me, I was just very like it went from like what the fuck
I'm
to
sure
like
a lot of
fuck
people
yeah.
thought that way.
Like
too.
like hell yes.
a good segue though, because I think originally when they were drawn to the name, I think we might have sent them stuff. That this was before my time, and then they were wearing the stuff on the air, and then we came out with our margaritas concept, and then we resent them stuff immediately when we got it. It was like, hey, they've worn our stuff before, or they've mentioned our name before, you know, and whenever they do it, we'll send it. And so we sent them the margaritas merch, and they wore it on the air.
And now I love Chihuahuas, dude.
Like
like the dog Chihuahuas. This Luis has a Chihuahua.
Right?
His name is Gordo.
They're everywhere.
Shout out to Gordo. Love you, buddy.
Shout out.
But yeah, that's dope, dude.
Yeah, great respect. Though,
just giving El Paso the plug on a national fucking show on ESPN.
Right?
And then just like knowing, like, because to me, I knew, I was like, okay, who the fuck in El Paso is listening to the Dan Lebitard show?
Yeah.
Right. And
to
then
be a big fan like you are, dude.
Yes, exactly. Because I listen to that shit every single day.
Yeah.
So I was so curious. I was like, who is it?
Oh, yeah.
It had to be. I knew it. I was like, it has to be someone in the organization.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was us. It wasn't personally me, but it was, you know, the guys upstairs are in it too.
Yeah, dude.
And I think they sent it to a couple others, but I mean, obviously Lebitard will wear it on the air and their whole crew will wear it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a huge fan of their
show.
Yeah.
I love the Lebitard
daily.
show, man.
Awesome, dude.
The way those guys do fucking their show and their character development.
I love the fact that they have like I know it has to do with like sports and stuff, but they create these segments.
Oh yeah,
that could relate to sports even if they don't.
Oh no,
it's just the fact that like
honestly, my favorite time to listen to them is like the dog days of summer when it's like the middle of baseball
When there is
season.
no sports.
Yeah, they're not going to talk about baseball.
Yeah.
They're not. The NBA finals are done, and they're just able to talk about whatever the F they want.
fuck
Like
they want,
one of their best segments. I think their best segment, honestly, I think they killed it, was when Billy Gill would talk about the Masked Singer, and he would do that Masked Singer update. I've never watched the show, but I was so invested in the Masked Singer updates.
Yeah, dude, they do that too with like.
what's that royal? The royal.
Oh,
silence!
No, okay. So that's another segment, but like what he was saying, they also do that with The Bachelor, where they do that fucking little preview. But what fucking Misa is talking about. So the Dan Lebitard show will do what's called Roy's Realm.
Roy's Realm. Dude.
Okay, Roy.
That right there, I think it's like genius.
It's
dude.
genius.
Like,
Roy is a producer of the Dan
Princess
Lebitard
Claire.
show,
Princess Claire.
and he has a kid, and it's a little girl. Her name's Claire. And then what they do is they all set themselves like in the age of like fucking when you think about like knights and castles, like old time, old English shit.
Yeah.
And what they do is they fucking.
And this guy literally wears a crown.
Yeah. So Roy goes through a list of topics, and then they fucking will make fun of like what he says, and then Dan, they portray him as like the fat like bastard.
And he has proclamations.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
It's the shit, dude.
Like that right there, it just makes me think like that shit that you think about with your buddies, you know, it's very creative. It's something that you just could imagine, but now they're making it like into something
that shit's hilarious.
Dan's brother's obviously a great artist.
Hilarious, dude. And not just that, because it gets so into it. You know, like it's
I love that show. So fucking another thing that we were gonna talk about, Ross, and it draws back to kind of like one of the reasons like we reached out to you was like I noticed on IG. Follow this guy on IG, by the way.
Yeah,
Ross, where can they find you on IG, by the way?
Rotwein, RAUCEWINE. My name is not spelled RAUCE in real life, but I just do it on Instagram.
Thanks for letting everybody know, man. Now we know.
Yeah, then my art.
Hey, Ross, I got a quick question. Did you have an AOL screen name back in the day?
I did.
What was it? What was it?
Rosselmania.
Oh!
Strong.
Hey, that's
Rosselmania.
That's Rosselmania.
Yeah. I was throwing punches, dog.
Are you sure, or were you getting dumped into the trash can?
From the golf course. Not actually. Like
it's funny, dude, because we can all remember our fucking names back in the day. But anyway, our boy Ross is really into photography. If you guys check him out on his Instagram, you'll see a bunch of different fucking pictures. We're going to show some on the video version of the podcast. So if you guys want to go check that out, make sure to check out
And guys, I'm not just saying this because he's our guest right now, but these are really impressive, man. These are really good, dude.
He brought us somewhere.
He brought us a couple of them. We'll post them up so you guys can see them, but we'll make sure. Well, we're going to replace one of these posters back here with his photography, so you guys can see it as the episode.
Put the pictures away so they don't get ruined.
We're gonna go ahead and frame them. We're gonna make sure to frame them.
All right. So just looking at his Instagram, you'll see pictures of Southwest University Field. That's where the Chihuahuas and the Locos play. You'll see pictures of some scenic shots off the Franklin Mountains. But Ross, which one would you say is probably your favorite picture out of these that we're looking at?
Yeah, I think that one right there, that was like on the National Photography Day. So those are like, that's just a collection of probably my favorite right there. San Diego. Yeah, that was the first one was in New York. Yeah, that was just on my balcony in EP.
You live downtown, I'm guessing?
Yeah, like middle between downtown and I guess UTEP area.
Or like Rim Road?
Right there on the corner in the Fairmont. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah. Anybody now can hunt me down on this podcast. I forgot we're on a podcast. I was saying that. But yeah, some of these
listeners are
Thanks
cool.
for asking all them questions.
Yeah. So obviously some of them are edited, but yeah, I mean, honestly, a lot of the pictures that I was taking, and I barely got a camera in January, so I'm no professional, and
It looks like it, dude.
hardly know how to work a camera.
Like, look, go back to that Chico's one.
Oh yeah.
And you guys will see this. We'll make sure to post this. Yeah, exactly. That describes so much just by that picture. Like,
that was at the beginning of quarantine. So I had like a bunch of like, I think I went down that area in Paisano and just
snapped.
Yeah, it was probably when we were at the beginning of like the closure, and just kind of wanted to take
when it comes to taking like these pictures, like, does it take you more than one, or is it something that you're walking and you're like, do you get an idea, or is it just something like?
Yeah, so like I've had some like since I started getting into it a little bit more this year, and I've had a little bit more time. And before I was just snapping stuff on my iPhone, but now that I got a camera, I got some higher quality ones.
That's dope.
That's dope.
dude.
Appreciate that.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's on the Franklin's up in Tom Mays.
Chris, have you ever been up there?
Yeah, well, I've been to the elephant fucking.
That's over here by
Yeah.
Trans Mountain.
I've been to that one. I've never been on that side, but I was tripping out on this picture, dude. Look how fucking green that mountain looks.
Yeah, it was in March, and
August.
it was definitely like
And
super
Yeah, it's not. It doesn't look like that right now. That's
like a
for damn
weekend
sure.
weekend to COVID.
Look,
I
I've
think,
never
so.
gone through like any like
That shit's
hiking or
beautiful,
anything
dude.
up there or anything, but
Yeah.
like I've been told like, dude, you run into streams, you run into like
Here,
beautiful
no,
stuff,
not really.
and,
I mean, it's very rocky and arid.
Yeah.
but,
You'll definitely. I've ran into a fucking tarantula on one of
Yeah.
those trails up there. For
yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
Centipedes
You run
and
into
stuff
Indians?
like that. No,
Moscaleros or
No.
Apache.
Capachi and
Right there. I was going to ask you, is that snow up there?
Yeah, that was a
Okay,
snowy
I
day.
figured.
I think that was like around New Year's.
must have been cold as fuck.
It was cold as shit, and I was up there by myself, and I just kept going up, and then I ended up like getting to where like I wasn't wearing gloves. I was just wearing like kind of like a pullover, and I was like, damn, it's
You
pretty
should probably
cold.
go back
That's
down.
so-
I
cold.
can't feel my hands, and there's nobody up here. I'm gonna go down. but
It's like
I-
a bandit trip, bro. Fuck
Yeah, but that's kind of my and it kind of started honestly with, I think with
oh, dude.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, sorry, Russ.
Yeah, go
we
for
didn't want to fucking interrupt you. But,
yeah.
Okay, this is one of the prints that Ross. So
Brothers.
when Ross got
Is it moving or is it
yes,
just that
no,
bomb
it's,
just hit?
Yeah.
it's moving.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
So okay,
Holy
so
shit. I was gonna say, like, yo.
Yeah.
when Ross got here, he told us he had a gift for us, and he got us some digital prints. I'm gonna put this on the video version of the podcast, guys. So if you guys are only listening on Anchor or Apple or Spotify, come to the YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and check out these photos because I'm gonna put them in the video. And that photo, Ross framed. Well, he didn't frame it. It's a digital print. We're gonna frame it, put it up. But what is that? Like a live action photo?
Yeah, I just kind of started thinking to myself, like, oh, maybe I can make this thing move, and I just play around with
Dude, that
different
shit looks
ideas.
so fucking
Hey man,
badass, dude.
you have
Check this guy's
an art for
Instagrams
it,
out.
bro.
Yes.
Check his Instagram.
You really
out for
have an
sure.
art for it.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that a lot of it comes about when pretty much when I was hiking, and I got into hiking probably 2 or 3 years ago, like
Start
a
seeing
lot.
some scenic views, and you're like, we should take a picture.
Yeah, it
of
was
this.
probably more to get away from large crowds, honestly,
Yeah.
when we were always in, and it was the nearest outlet for me. Like just, we've worked like 10 games in a row, and I've been at work. Like I just need to run on or get away on the mountain, just
need to go
hide.
climb
Yeah,
this fucking
yeah, and I'd
mountain.
take pictures, and I'd like kind of like feel like this escape, if you will.
Right.
And then with that, like I kind of started getting into more and more photography, and then I realized like, oh, I don't just need to like run my ass into the like, you know, running through the mountains the entire time. Like I
Yeah.
can take pictures and
You can take pictures of a fucking parking lot with cars in it.
Yeah, exactly.
With
And I
the
never,
badass
You can make
overcast
anything
sky.
look-
Yeah,
yeah. And
know?
so that's what I started to,
that's
and-
dope.
my grandmother, late grandmother, she passed away in May, was a great artist. Like she had stuff in the White House and stuff like that. Yeah, she was
Damn.
awesome. Yeah.
So
great ceramics, paintings.
you take a lot of inspiration from her.
Yeah, in a sense, I mean, it's totally different, but
Okay.
and I never really shared any of it with her
It's
because
genetics, and
yeah,
you
This
think about it.
inspiration has to come from somewhere.
Yeah,
you know?
because if honestly, looking at it right now, if you guys actually go and
Go to
look
this
at
guy's
his
Instagram page.
you guys would
Please.
think this guy's been doing this his whole life.
Yes, go to this guy's Instagram, guys. Like,
yeah, that's kind of the root of it.
you'll
Yeah.
honestly see some of the. Oh, dude,
That's
okay,
beautiful.
Look, this is a picture of Southwest University
Wait,
field.
doing yoga?
One time, no.
Yeah.
One time, this guy, and you've done it before, and I've seen it multiple times. He'll post a picture like before game day, and he's chilling in the stands with his fucking shoes off,
That's the
and his feet on like the seat in front of him because he's in the bleachers. And dude, it looks badass, and then it's just like, yo, right in time for game time, baby. Like, let's go.
Yeah, I
It's
think
like
I think a
whole-
lot of
Dude,
my,
it's kind of like that one.
hey, I'm not a good, I think out in the public, like the crowds, like it gets to me a little bit, and so it's my escape sometimes to be out there when it's all quiet and soaking it in. I just hear them
Calm
like
before the storm, bro.
packing the
Yeah.
dirt on the mound
Honestly,
or whatever.
I
It's
feel
great.
like if you guys put that on your socials, like the fucking Loco social, right before the game. Like,
Yeah.
we're getting
Yo,
ready.
dude, Ross.
Dude, that
Ross.
shit fucking hit.
I want to be like you when I grow up.
Yeah, seriously.
Come on, man. I appreciate
All right,
it.
dude. So real fast,
Yeah.
for people who like to hike in El Paso, what it would be like the trails that you would recommend for them to hit up?
So I have a consistent one that I do up at the top of Run Road that I love. And I got into trail running as well once I started to realize that I can do hiking, but then I was like, oh, I could run this mountain now. And obviously really into fitness and stuff. So that one is kind of leads to 1,000 steps. And I love that one. Tom Mays is awesome for scenic views, especially in March. I know everybody's a sucker for the poppy pics and all that stuff. But as you saw, it gets pretty green over there. So I like taking my camera out there and just escaping in the springtime. And then I love Ron Coleman over there at McKellican Canyon. I think it's cool. There's some
because
caves
you come
out
up
there.
on another side of the mountain.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
and riding through there is like so majestic.
Yeah.
It's like you're just like banked in these mountains.
I
think
went
I'm
over
gonna-
there to see like a Viva El Paso show. I think like a few times. So yeah, the drive in, you're like, damn.
Yeah, El Paso's doing it. Like this is great, and this has
Yeah.
been here forever. You know,
Yeah, dude,
And-
this is like part of the fucking shit. Like this is why people were like, hey, this El Paso place, we can kind of
yeah. I think
figure it
I'm
out.
gonna ride my bike in there this weekend. So yeah, I think or just like up that road and stuff. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yo, fucking Joe brought up this other picture of fucking
I dig it.
Southwest University Field. We're looking at the bleachers here, and there's the El Paso Chihuahuas bleachers covered with snow, which is really ironic because it doesn't snow here. But there it is, guys. It's happened once.
It'll happen again.
yeah, I think
Maybe.
And as you mentioned, like a lot of it is, you know, people have mentioned recently, like, hey, let's take a pic of, or take my graduation pics or whatever it is. And I don't know, like, I mean, I'd love to get into it, but a lot of the stuff that I do is, I mean, I could walk out of the door right now and take a picture of the car and it might turn out to be something, I don't know.
No, this is a different type of photography.
Yeah.
I feel like this is photography for self-expression in a way.
Yeah.
And it's not commercial photography, if you will. And I don't know like a lot about photography, but when you think about it in that way, like this type of photography is not to be used as like, let me go shoot this guy's like marriage photos, in a field somewhere with a nice scenic view. This is like real life. It's real life photography where like I'll turn an exit sign or I'll turn Southwest University Field into a badass portrait. You know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah, exactly. And I think a lot of that is rooted in kind of what I do.
Hell yeah.
As being like super analytical and very like, and I mentioned this term a few times now, but like two hands on the steering wheel at all times, like type idea. And this creative, which I still use in my analytical skills because it's somewhat of like, let's like a science experiment. Let's see what we can like cook up today and like come up with new ideas. But this is still like a way for me to just like detach myself from it and just release, you know?
So you also mentioned like you're really into fitness. We talked about like that you go to a gym all the time that like you love to work out at. So tell everybody where you work out and like kind of how you got into.
It's a lifestyle, bro.
Yeah, kind of how you got into the fitness, like
lifestyle.
Because dude, if you see his Instagram, man, this guy's like,
and
he does
honestly,
some serious
I
workouts.
That's
I let myself like my guard down like right after college. When I was like, man, I'm tired of somebody telling me what to do, you know, and I've been doing these organized sports. You're playing for yourself, but
it's still ran by other people.
Yeah. And so once I think a few years removed, I was like, man, I gotta like get my life in order. Like I let myself go completely and I needed to, and a lot of like mental, like health issues as well. And I needed to counter it. And I told myself like, to dig myself out of this hole, I'm going to work out as hard as I can, like every day going forward. And this was probably in 2015. And I started doing stuff on my own, like just running my head through the wall, like just running stadiums and this and that. And
was it hard for you to start off, or you've always kind of like,
it was like, and this is going to get really deep, but like, it was when I was like really struggling mentally, like bad. And I would not eat, and I couldn't like leave my apartment. Like there were some tough times, and I mean, you wouldn't see it now, and I still have it. I mean, it's still there, and I recognize it. But you know, once I started, and I was on medicine. Once I started tapering off the medicine, I told myself, like, you know, I'm gonna get as far away from that as possible, and by doing that, I'm gonna use this. And I don't even know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna trick myself to tell myself that it's gonna work.
So, like, were you just like in like a deep depression? Like, what was it like?
Yeah, it's anxiety and depression. Yeah, and I'm OCD. I mean, it's OCD.
This is
the past two podcasts we've talked about mental health.
Yeah.
And how important this shit is.
Oh yeah,
man. A lot of people fucking play this shit down, dude.
Oh no.
And we shouldn't, because like when you see NBA players or people who are very successful going through shit and they're saying, hey, mental health is a fucking problem, like that's a flag. Like, hey, we all go through this shit, dude. And like you're an example, like where you said you're in a dark space. You're on some meds, but you kind of figured out, like, you know what, man, like this is still not like where I need to be.
And by now, our audience would know that they've heard our Brandon episode, and he said that too. Yeah. You know, he was on these meds, and he decided to get off of that and do it his own way. You know, kind of like kind of substitute it.
It's kind of like a self remedy.
Yeah, and you got to find your own outlets for it.
Exactly.
And I would never say they're the worst things ever. I know they work successfully for some people, so I can't speak on that.
Yeah.
And they help give me a different perspective on just, you know, that's how I feel during that. And sure, it made me really sluggish and like lethargic and all these other crappy things, but it, you know, it got me motivated to get far away from that. And
I think it shows something of someone's character to pull themselves out of that.
Oh, you know definitely, dude. I think it shows a lot. Like it shows a lot of strength, man.
Honestly, because like I said, man, everybody, like, and I'm a firm believer, everyone has their, well, it's not even like something that's of an opinion. Like everyone has their demons, like literally. And, you know, like we're all battling day to day. And when you can really like focus on yourself and you know, like, okay, I need to pull my shit, like I need to pull myself out of this. Like, bro, speaks a lot on the character of the person.
No, seriously. And like we said, the last, like including you and
DJ Sansan,
like
talk to her about
we
that.
talked about all that. And if we compare to like how they're doing right now, they're very extremely happy people, man. Like it's successful, like
but it's something that like they all like they make it a point to express, like
to acknowledge as well.
This shit is real.
Yeah, I think the acknowledgement's so healthy.
It's important, dude.
You know, it really is.
Gotta have it.
Like you mentioned, everybody's going through their
stuff. And I'll be really honest. I never really like cared to really like think or talk about it. Like and that was because I never acknowledged my part of that. You know what I mean? Like I've always thought like that's a little too deep, you know, or like
it doesn't feel machismo. It's against our
exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, this is what we hit on, dude, last time. The machismo culture. Yeah. It runs deep in the
especially
Latin community.
Men, you know? And
not even just in the Latin community, just in the masculinity of who you're supposed to be as a man, quote unquote. You know what I mean? And I know nobody wants to hear us bitch about this, but it's important.
It is, dude.
You know what I mean?
And it is, honestly.
It wouldn't be important if, well, not that it wouldn't be important, but the way you know it's important is we've had 3 consecutive guests bring this shit up.
Yeah.
And like, it's not by chance. It's like, it's real life. You
no,
know what I mean?
No, 100%. And, you know, as you
this
mentioned,
wasn't planned either.
This was not in the rundown.
This was not planned either.
So, I went off track.
But it was never in the rundown.
You asked me a question about the gym, and I started talking about my mental depression.
But no.
But it's what led to your health.
It wasn't in the
rundown.
You work out. It wasn't in the rundown for Brandon, and it wasn't in the rundown for DJ Sansan.
Yeah. Oh, it was for DJ Sansan.
It just comes up.
Because she wanted to mention it first.
She made it a point that she was like, I want to talk about it. It wasn't in the rundown for Ross, but you know, like when we talk to people, we get them to open up.
But you were talking about working out in the gym and stuff. And,
but I can't really tell that story without it.
You can't get there. Yeah. Like he can't just say one day I was just pushing all this weight.
Yeah. It's like, and I was like,
there's a story behind it.
Yeah. I mean, I've always had a competitive fire within me, especially, you know, being collegiate athletics and athletics in general.
Golf. And
golf
at a young age.
At a young age. And you were just trying to beat people eventually and you forget about the game. And so, and there was a period, I think a year and a half or maybe even 2 years where I was just working on my own and like just doing whatever I could. And then I realized one day, like I needed structure. Like I had a buddy that was helping me he actually played corner in the NFL, Cornelius Brown. He played corner at UTEP. Yeah. Cornbread, shout out. He's an amazing dude. And he helped me with a lot of things like getting started and took me under his wing. I don't know why. I just was like really curious and wanted to get better. And since then I still check in with him like, hey, look at how much progress I've made. But you know,
that's awesome. Dude.
I think he left for like a winter break or like maybe during the summer. And I was like, shit, I don't know what to do when Cornbread's not here. Like so I hit up an old buddy and he told me, yeah, I'm going to Get Lifted West, which is, I think there was only 2 other East Side locations at the time, and brought me in there. I was like, I don't know how I feel about CrossFit. And like the first day or 2, I think they've changed it since, but it was kind of like, yeah, how'd you like the workout? It was great. All right, are you going to sign up? And I was like, I think is that my option? They're like, yeah. And I was like, I mean, usually you kind of just see if you like it or not. And I was like, okay. So I signed up and then I started meeting new people and I was like, wow, this is cool. And
a whole new community.
Yeah. And what I started to realize was kind of the general concepts that I was struggling with mentally was helping me when I went there, which was somebody programs something for you. And it's generally like the worst thing you can think of that day. And it's the hardest shit you could put yourself through that day. And you get through it and you didn't think you could do it and you do it. And you keep doing that and you keep building like positive reinforcement. And it's like,
if I could have gone through this shit.
Yeah. Like I doubted myself at one point.
And then
here I am on the other side and I feel successful. And it was like, and it felt like I was climbing this mountain, like every day.
And before you started all this, like, were you in shape? Like, were you regularly like somewhat like?
So like when I was,
you would work out as a golfer, right?
We would work out, and then when I
work out.
Yeah, but I mean, like when I
but not to the level that
like their wrist, their ankle.
No, but like when I was on medicine and stuff, like when I was like I let my body go. I had to lose 60 pounds to get to
dude.
Wow.
And that's a big transformation.
Yeah, I don't talk about it much. It like that picture, like no flashback. Like I don't look at it because it was a dark time, but I like to just. Like I reflect occasionally, and I should probably more.
You acknowledge that it's.
I acknowledge that it's
where
there.
You come from,
and
what leads you to where you're at.
Yeah, and there's never I want to let my guard down because I always know that it was a part of me, and I never want it to be back there. But so it's always like keep moving, pushing, and so since then it's been not just the gym, and I'm starting to get into other things like trail running and biking. Got a bike.
Dude, you know what? You deserve a
thanks, man.
Round of applause.
Appreciate that.
Round of applause.
All right, dude. So give a plug to the gym that you work out. So if people that they want to start to get in shape and they don't really want to go to your traditional Planet Fitness and EP Fitness, where's the place that you work out? And tell them like a little bit about it.
Yeah, I work out at Get Lifted. Great people. Paul Smith helped me get started. And a great community that he's built. Since then, I've Get Lifted. Yeah, so they have a location there on Ripley, and then also in Central that I frequent. 2 other locations that I actually haven't attended, but the one in Central now is the one that I go to most often now, just because it's closer to me and a good community as well. But nice. Yeah, all great people. So definitely something if anybody's looking for like quick hitters and just a little bit more structure.
Are you to a point where like if you miss a gym day, you're like, it's like kind of missing your morning coffee or something?
Yeah, I'm OCD. So like I freak out. Like that was, I mean, I think my whole day really revolves around it. And I wish I wasn't like that, but I
wish I was.
It's toxic in a sense of just the feeling of missing out. Like sometimes I overdo it. I know I do. And it's an obsession to fulfill a craving rather than listening to yourself. Yeah. And so, I mean, I'm very much like, okay, Sunday I'm going to relax. And then it's like 10 o'clock and I'm like AM. And I'm like, all right, I've been chilling for 2 hours. Like,
do some shit.
Fucking, I'm gonna go run the mountain. Yeah. Or like, I'm gonna get on my bike and like just ride.
You think that could become an issue? Like
oh, totally. Yeah,
and emotional issue.
Yeah, and I think I that's why I think the photography's helped me a little bit.
It's another hobby.
It makes them stop running and take a picture.
I was into yoga as I'm very into yoga and I'm getting back into it more regularly.
Hotbox yoga,
yeah,
right?
Hotbox yoga. Yeah, great people there too. But yeah, been there since like 2018.
Hotbox yoga. That's
yeah.
right there off behind Aaron's, right?
Yeah.
Next to not
South
Aaron's.
Park. Yeah,
Lloyd's.
Lloyd.
No,
Yeah.
not Lloyd's. Graham's Corner, right?
Graham's Corner.
In the back.
Joe,
in that
the only
corner.
reason Joe knows this is because he goes to that bar.
I used to go to that bar.
Yeah.
I used to deliver from AutoZone, so I would cruise like
To the back?
then,
Yeah.
the back, and then you would see the Hotbox yoga.
Yeah. No, I got.
But that's not what Chris was thinking when he saw that hot box.
I was like,
He's
let
like-
me get these fucking parts out of here, motherfucker.
Yeah, I definitely that was a nice escape because it wasn't as like bang your head against the wall and
Hey.
like chill your heart rate out, and you could still get a little bit of a high, like not a physical high or like an
No,
actual high, but yeah.
Well, there's
Yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
called like the runner's
The
high,
runner's high.
Yeah.
which is kind of like what you feel after.
But I
like,
mean,
a
if you think
intense
about it, like
workout, you know
I'd
what I
rather
mean?
have like I'd rather have to be like worried about that type of issue than
Yeah.
like an alcoholic, like you
No,
know,
I mean-
or like a drug issue or like
Yeah,
like a
like I've talked to people. I mean, it's my OCD, and I've been open to it, and I've just attached my OCD onto this new thing, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, not new. I think it's something that's going to stick with me as long as my body holds up, and that's what I'm trying to be more keenly aware of now.
Yeah.
But like, I'm trying to do extremes now. Like, I'm starting to realize, like, wow, my brain is like my ally, and I could ride my bike across America, or
If I
like,
had to.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Ross is over here doing push-ups
Fuck yeah,
in his
dude.
sleep.
yeah,
Dude,
like,
Like,
I-
It's like I'm getting.
he wakes up sore as
Yo,
fuck. I don't know why.
Dude,
It's
Ross
like, what
is
happened?
impressive with this shit, bro. For real.
I just want to, like, I want to see what I can do. You
Oh,
know,
yeah,
You're trying to, dude. You're actually motivating me right now.
I know. I want to go on a hike right now.
I
I know
do,
damn well I'm not.
yeah, why not?
For real.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that was so not me for so many years. It was
Okay, hold on. Joe says, I want to go on a hike right now, but probably not. And then slap. God bless. For anybody
going down.
See, here's what we got to do. You
Yeah.
just listen to the first part, and the second part probably not. Well, of course, you're gonna say probably not.
That shit was hilarious, dude. Okay, so
Yeah.
But probably not.
Yeah.
fucking Ross, man. Thank you for being here.
Very
again today, man.
motivational,
That's
dude.
just
That
motivational.
No, cheers.
motivates me, man. Honestly,
Yeah.
it makes me want to wake up tomorrow and actually like, because like I've always had those like that mentality, man. I'm very like I've always told myself like tomorrow I'm gonna start doing this shit. It's something that I know that I want. I know that I need to like start, whether doing something physical or it's just sticking to something, you know, like
I sometimes don't attach myself to the act of doing it. I attach myself to the satisfaction of what I'm going to get out
What
of
you
it.
gonna get?
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and then once you
The
start
outcome.
kind of like,
hold on, dude. Joe, can you start typing this shit down? Dude? 'Cause I'm gonna want to read
Can you
this.
transcribe
I'm gonna
this?
want to read this shit.
no, but I
down.
mean, like if you think about it, and you're like, wow, I felt really damn good when I did that, and then you just. It's just kind of bridging yourself across like
Oh,
to
yeah.
these highs.
I
Essentially.
think the hardest part is just to do it.
Doing it.
Yeah,
Getting
yeah,
out-
like,
getting
Like getting it
started.
started, you know.
yeah, but once you think that you're just getting your foot out the door, you're like putting your shoes on or whatever, like you're there, like
Yep.
you've done it, you've committed to it.
Dude,
And you-
he reminds me of my older brother, dude.
Yeah.
Like the
Shout out to
same,
him.
yeah, the same type of fucking drive, dude.
Yeah,
I didn't even know you had a brother till like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, my older brother, he's a lawyer, dude.
We don't tell Joe a lot of stuff.
But he loves hiking. He's like super
Yeah.
into fitness. Like he reminds me of this guy, dude.
I think it just,
That's
like I
dope.
said, it's
I love
derived off of whatever anybody can find inspiration from.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
Awesome, dude.
All
Love
right,
it, dude.
so
Love
episode 48, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Let's get ready to wrap this shit up, guys. So what we're going to do with our boy Ross.
Holy shit. Almost an hour?
Yeah, we almost hit another
Holy
hour
fuck.
on the second half. That's how
Holy
you know.
Shit.
Guys,
Oh,
we've
wow,
said this
sorry, I was
before.
spitting too much. I
No,
guess.
dude,
this
that's
is how-
Perfect.
Yeah,
That's a
this is
good
how
thing.
we know it's a good podcast when
All right,
you
right
when
on.
you ramble for an hour and it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, I
so
could keep talking about
No.
photography and running around
Hey,
in circles.
interesting, man.
hey, well, actually, what we can do,
This
Russ,
podcast is going to change someone's life for sure.
Yeah, one day.
It changed mine.
what we can do, Russ, is actually we can get you back for round two if you're
Yeah.
willing.
Yeah, absolutely.
You wanna come
Absolutely,
back
anytime.
tomorrow?
No, this has been fun.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. I see what you're doing.
Hey, that's a
I see
Dan
what you're
Levitar
doing.
show.
I see what you're doing.
Okay. Yeah. You
Yeah,
got the vibe.
yeah.
Okay. But no, for real, dude. Like,
Yeah, definitely. I'd love to.
definitely like to have you back on. We can get into so much more, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
we have so much we can talk about with you, and it's dope. And like, to come on here and for you to just be so expressive and like open with us. Like we love that shit, dude.
Yeah.
Like, we honestly love the space that we.
That's
built
why the
for our guests.
locomotives are the shit.
You know what I mean?
That's all I gotta
Come out
say.
to a game already.
Yes, go to a local game, you motherfuckers.
That's what I'm trying to promote here.
You know, once COVID settles down, guys. But yeah, everything. Yeah, I mean,
I gotta make my bosses happy.
yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so I got 5 random questions for fucking our boy Ross
Hey,
here.
I want to ask him that one special question after all this.
Well,
shit.
I have one that's like that special question.
Okay.
So
All right.
I think it'll suffice.
All right.
With these questions, actually, Joe or Misa have not seen them. I created them myself, so it should
Kinda
be
like
a
my
little
shower
refreshing.
All right.
So, question number 1, or actually, before we do that, are you ready, Joe?
Let's go.
Misa, you ready?
I'm ready.
Ross, ready?
Ready to go.
Dude,
Born ready.
What the fuck happened to Luis?
I told him to get the hell out of here. No, I'm just kidding.
Nah,
Yeah,
he
you lost
actually
it,
look.
man.
Luis is like
Did he leave?
No, Luis is like, he's in that stage that you started with, man. When he showed up here in El Paso, he's just got out of the Marines.
Oh yeah.
And when he showed up, he was just kind of worried about, like, first of all, he ain't got no job.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to get caught up into like civilization to where like you should let go of yourself. He's seen so many friends get out and just
Misa, but where did he go?
hold on,
right
let me
now?
explain. I'm explaining, Chris.
Did he
Shut
leave?
the hell up. And then so he's all like, so he started working out, man. He started like every morning he goes to the gym for an hour, and then every day as well at night at 8:00 he goes to the
That's
gym,
that
and he
night
makes it like
A priority.
a priority. That,
Yeah.
like, hey, I'm gonna make sure. So he told me right now when we took our break, hey, 7:20, I'm leaving at 8. I got gym at 8.
It's great
So
discipline.
8:00 him.
Are you sure he's at the gym though? What if he's
Oh,
like,
I know he's at the gym because he ain't got no other girl or anywhere else to go.
Okay, so Luis
So,
went to the gym.
He went to the gym. Shout out to Luis.
shout out Luis?
Yeah.
Shout out
Thank
to,
you for being here and being quiet, man. I appreciate you.
shout out
I
to
told
Luis. Shout out to fitness,
Yeah.
and shout out to gyms. So,
Crushing it.
5 random questions. Question number 1.
Go ahead.
What is the best comedy movie you've ever seen, Ross?
Oh,
I'm telling you, these are random as fuck.
This is good.
Yeah, Big Lebowski.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
okay,
my
Joe,
favorite.
what you got?
Have you guys ever seen the movie Waiting?
Waiting.
Waiting.
That's a good one.
That's dude.
Yes,
That or
sir.
Super Troopers.
Super Troopers is up there. for
mine
sure.
has to be like an Austin Power movie.
Ah, dude, those are corny and trash.
Yeah.
No, they're not because I love Mike Myers and just like the
He's
the
on
shit
an
that
island
freaking
by
did.
himself again, guys.
That and
Yep.
Step Brothers for sure.
Step Brothers is.
I'm
ooh,
going real fast. Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
dumb as fuck. Get out of
Classic.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah, classic.
Dumb and
He's
Dumber,
only
there
picking
it
it because
is.
it's a
Dumb and Dumber.
classic.
Dumb and
He
Dumber
doesn't
here.
even he doesn't even look at he doesn't even watch movies.
Yeah, I don't.
He
but
doesn't
Dumb and
eat. He
Dumber's
doesn't
the
watch
shit.
movies.
Okay, so question number 2, Ross. Do you believe in luck or do you make your own luck?
Yeah,
God
I think
bless.
I think you create your own luck.
Right?
I've always been one
Okay.
for that. Yeah.
I'm on the same page with Ross. I feel like you put the energy you put into the world, eventually it'll come back to you somehow.
Said
Okay.
it better than I could.
What about being at the right place at the right time? I've always had that.
Well, that's-
that
that-
not issue, but that thing where
Yeah,
I'm,
but that's what I'm saying. Like maybe that
Damn,
energy
Joe.
that you put out got you into that
That good
right
karma.
place in the right time.
Yeah.
okay.
I've always looked at it, and this is a pessimistic view, but the inverse of that, like we never know of the stories when we weren't in the right place at the right time, right?
Yeah.
Or like when you didn't meet
What if?
that person
When
that
you didn't go
could have
somewhere.
changed your life
Yeah,
or whatever.
exactly.
Like we don't know those.
Like when you call me
yeah.
to do this podcast.
Yeah, because
Dude.
they didn't happen. So
Yeah, fucking Ross.
Yeah, we need to get him here for we should have a segment with Ross. Like, what's on your man, Ross?
Yeah, dude.
Part 2.
Give us some insight, right?
Or maybe we should just keep going and then cut it in half,
just
cut
chop it
into
to
two.
the next one. Yeah.
All right. So, question number 3. That was a good answer, by the way, for the second question. And like I said, I agree with Ross. I think you create your own luck.
Yeah.
Question 3. What is the first thing you notice about a person?
Their cap.
Actually, we're going to talk about Ross's cap at the
Yes,
very
please,
end. But hold on.
please.
Hold on. We want to know what the first thing that Ross notices about the person is.
I didn't even know he was wearing glasses for like the first 30 minutes.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just
Blue
staring.
ass
I was just like staring at your cap, like, yo, holy shit.
Damn, what's the first thing I noticed? I mean, I'm a pretty big hair guy.
Okay.
I've had some pretty like extreme hairstyles. So I've always like
Speaking of, dude, I love your hairstyle right
Like
now.
I said,
Uh,
it's just in the front, party in the back.
Yeah, I figured at the beginning of quarantine that I was going to be on Zoom meetings forever. So I was like, what happens if I just grow a lot of hair in the back of my head and nobody sees what's going on back there? Since then, my bosses have seen, and they're just like, "That's ridiculous."
Like Joe said,
but they haven't really told me. You know, I think we might get to a point, but we'll see.
They're like still growing that hair. Huh?
Yeah. But yeah,
is there like a code for how long your hair could be? If so, like you should protest.
You know,
it's
like,
2020.
I'm not too. I think it's more departmental, like wide. I'm not too front facing. I'm just kind of the dork that sits behind the computer and spits out numbers in a sense, like a spreadsheet jockey, if you will.
Yeah.
So
you will see him walking around the fucking the games. The games. You'll see him. I saw him one time.
Yeah.
Fucking walking around. I was like, this fucking.
Yeah. On occasion, I will.
He's like, I don't even know you, dude.
I'll peek out and just get some fresh air. I mean, like a lot of times we were working on, like I was working on a baseball game during a soccer and baseball. In the middle of the week in a baseball game, you go outside, you're like, oh shit, I was working on soccer this whole time. I forgot we're in the 7th inning
great.
right now.
I was at a local game.
That just blows my mind. Though,
yeah, but
you're in a situation where like you're working for these two leagues. And then, like, you're so into, like, when you're working into one league and you walk out in the middle of a fucking game.
Yeah, and I think it was more inherently, like, just last year where we were just starting out with soccer. And there was, like, just a lot of quirks and correcting things and being on the front end of that. And it's not something, like, I'm way more back end than anybody else right now, I think, with my job. So
I remember I was at the local game and I saw Ross come out of like one of these doors. Yeah. And then he just shot like towards this other.
It's a like janitor door.
But I didn't fucking say anything to him because I just like obviously he's working, so you know I know he was doing something important. But it was funny because I saw him. I was like, it's fucking Ross right there.
I'll see him in a couple of years.
We're gonna be on a podcast in about 2 years.
Tell me to lighten up next time when I'm stressed out.
All right, question number 4.
So wait, so hold on. So that's the first thing you notice on somebody.
Yeah, probably the hair. I mean, because I'm like a super. I mean, I have my hair down here, and I buzzed it, and all that stuff.
So what was the first thing you thought about Chris? Was like, where the fuck is his hair?
No, I think Chris. From last time I remember, you had short hair, right?
I've always had short hair.
Yeah, you've always kind of.
Yeah.
Yep, it stays the same. I don't fuck
tattoos too. I mean, I wish I had tattoos. That was something that.
Well, you still get some though?
I don't know.
I don't have any.
It's not for everyone, right?
I'm turning 30 now. Like all my friends from the gym have them, and they're like, I'm like, damn, my friends look cool when they're all like,
but it's okay.
Ripped and they have tattoos.
Hey, you know what? It's okay to not have tattoos.
Yeah, no, it is.
Just like it's okay to not have kids.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, look, when it comes to tattoos,
pressure you.
When it comes to tattoos, I'd always been that one. Like, no, dude, I'm never gonna get tattoos.
Yeah.
And I would always use that. Like, well, would you put a bumper sticker in a Lamborghini? And they'd be like, no, and you know, for like years, I would tell people that, and they'd be like, that's a good one. And then I have a younger brother. He's like 7 years younger than me.
He has a Geo dog.
And he asked me because you know our older brother is all full of tattoos and stuff, and he's all like, hey Misa, why don't you have tattoos, dude? And I was like, dude, would you put a bumper sticker in a Lamborghini? And he's like, no, but I put a badass paint job on it. And then I was like, yo, I want a tattoo now.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
he's a Geo Metro dog.
Hey, but if you put a badass fucking paint job on that shit,
like this,
I do it.
The Geo Metro 122.
Hey, if it looked like a car,
actually, dude, like, for some reason that looks a lot like Chris. I don't know why.
Like Chris. That's hilarious. All right, question number 4. Fucking Misa. Ross, would you rather be itchy or sticky the rest of your life?
Sticky for sure.
Itchy or sticky?
For me.
That's a good one.
Oh my gosh.
That's not even a fucking.
Both of those sound.
Well, I already know which one I'm going with. Yes. Well, okay, maybe not all over your body.
Maybe like your fingers.
You'll have like that one part of your body that's either itchy or sticky the whole time.
I'd say itchy.
No.
Like let's say your hands are itchy, right? You could just keep applying like hand cream on, like there's no escape from sticky, right?
That's true. Well,
there's called wipes.
You just have your hands in hot water all the time.
Okay. Well, what if this this spot was in the middle of your back?
I recently started eating more honey.
Speaking about sticky,
and so like I would get a little, like even the slightest bit of sticky just stays with you for like an entire day. It seems like.
Yeah.
Have you ever felt like the sap from like a pine tree?
Oh, that's sticky.
Yeah.
That is. I'm talking about that level of sticky.
That's like 3 or 4 days.
That's some
yeah.
ooey gooey.
Dude,
right
I
there.
seriously thought that I was gonna be like that one from like Jurassic Park. My fingers, I touched
See,
it
I
once
don't
when
know,
I was little,
Ross.
and then I was like, dude, I'm done forever.
Yeah.
Ross, I don't know
I'm
if
gonna
you
die
want
in
that
the-
level of sticky in your life. Dude.
I know, but I'm trying to think of the escapes.
I mean,
that you
I
can
want
have.
that
like
sticky icky in my life.
like the
but not that type of
relief.
sticky.
But okay, but I think it also depends on like where it is. Like I said, like
Yeah.
if you mean your hands and you have stickiness, will
Dude,
suck.
There's
What
no
about-
way.
what
I'm
about
thinking about how I'm able to type.
What about an
But-
itch
okay.
in the middle of your back?
Yeah, an itch or a stickiness in the middle of your back.
No, itch.
By far an itch would be way worse. Oh God. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. That's like the worst.
Yes.
You gotta, find
Yeah.
like a,
Like
Dorsal
your whole
or
life, you would
something.
be like
squirming
Constantly.
around.
It's like your left butt cheek. It's
rubbing
just
up against like
always
any
super
door or
itchy.
wall or whatever.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Get me away from that.
Okay. So I think
So you're gonna stick with itchiness.
I'm gonna stick with.
I think we convinced him this.
I think certain body parts have their pros and cons. I'll just
Okay.
leave it at that.
He's in the.
What's the percentage of more that you think?
Now I'm getting really analytical. This is how I like.
I mean, you got a master's degree.
That's what you do, right?
Yeah, this is how I like start to do something.
He's neutral. He's Switzerland. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Question number 5. Ross, would you abandon your phone, the internet, family, and friends for 3 months in order to win $1 million?
Oh, dude, any day. I do that shit right now.
This is like I go to
I'll
jail.
do it for free.
No, I wouldn't do it for free. Like
Yeah.
$1 million in 3 months,
Yeah.
dude.
I mean, I'd just hang out in nature.
Yeah.
Like, I would go hike and run.
Actually,
And,
that would be very easy. For
Yeah.
us. Bad question.
I think.
Bad
No,
question.
I think you chose that question because it'd be hard for you.
Okay, I have a question. Can we use like our gaming console? Let's say we go to a cabin, no internet, just our gaming console.
Yeah, you can play like FIFA career mode. If you
Yeah,
wanted.
or like
That's fine.
yeah.
Stupid.
I'll
3
do it.
months straight, like you become a pro.
You can play the Grand Theft Auto 5
I'm
story
ready to
mode.
play for the
There you go.
locomotives.
Yeah, I think. I'm trying to think. Like, I'm not too handy, so like the whole camping experience for like 3 months would definitely freak me out.
Right.
I bet like in a week I'd be like, holy shit! What am
And
I
then you're
getting
going to
into?
want to check your phone.
Oh yeah. I mean,
You feel distant, you feel lonely and shit. Honestly,
I mean,
without it.
I go.
I feel like a lot of people think this is easier than
Oh
it
no.
is.
It'd be really hard. To
No
not check your
family,
phone.
no friends. That means I can't talk to Misa. I can't talk
I
to
couldn't live
Lena.
without talking to Chris.
I can't fucking do my podcast.
The phone is the hardest one.
Yeah.
Yes.
The phone is definitely
because
the
everything
hardest
that comes with the phone.
one. Yeah, the phone can lead. I mean,
You didn't
I
need the internet to call your
I
mom.
could not see people for months and months and months and be
Yeah.
okay.
It's 90 days, dude. 90 days.
I think I could be okay for 90 days if I was in the woods and not seeing people. As
Yeah.
if I had my
Fuck.
phone, I'd be okay. But
But you don't have your phone.
I don't have my phone, so I don't know that I would be.
So
like,
yes or
totally-
no? So what would
Yeah,
you do?
I'd give it a shot. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I'd
Yeah.
give it a shot.
I think it's because
$1
it's $1 million. Would you do it for 100,000?
No.
Yeah, I would. That's
I would.
100,000, dude. Do you
Yo,
have
you're going to
100,000?
die out there, Joe. You are going to die in the woods for 90 days.
No, but you didn't say the woods, bro. You
Yeah,
didn't say nothing
Anywhere.
about
Where are you gonna
camping
go?
or nothing. You could have been at home right now,
Yeah.
but you won't have any internet or phone.
Yeah, so
You don't get to
what's,
see anything.
what's so good about
Do you
being
have
at
cable?
home?
Are you gonna
It's called coronavirus.
Are you gonna pay for the expenses for me to like get out there with like all my camping gear? and
Yeah,
stuff
we'll,
like that?
we'll charge you $2 credit.
Yeah, we'll take it out of the $1 million.
Yeah, is that going to be net of the 100,000 because of that?
That's $100,000.
Yeah, that check we will send you might be like a little short of $1 million.
You have to become a hunter gatherer.
I think I'd enjoy the idea of being detached for a little while.
All right.
Yeah.
So bonus question, and this one is on behalf of Misa.
All right.
But I have a grandma. She's
The only reason why I want to ask is because like
We gotta
just
test-
knowing you,
Yeah.
just knowing you, so
we
we've
gotta
talked so
test the
much.
character.
I want to, and at the same time, is I don't know what your real
Yeah.
answer would be.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know what
Okay.
your real.
Okay, so I have a grandma. She's 78 years old.
Yeah.
She makes fire menudo,
Nicest grandma ever gives you advice.
the best burritos,
She
Yeah.
does make good menudo. I can
Praise for you every single night.
homemade
Wow.
flour tortillas.
all the time.
All the time.
She's blind in her left eye, and she's on the onset of
And she
Alzheimer's.
lost her hearing.
and she
10
can't
years
hear.
ago.
But Ross, there's $1 million right in front of you, and my grandma's sitting right next to you. All you have to do is slap my grandma for those $1 million. Are you laying the smack down on her?
As hard as you can. And we got to say, because we've asked this question before to our guests, she survives. She's going to be fine. But you have to slap her as hard as you can. You get
It's a moral thing.
You're not going to get me to say yes.
I knew it.
Can you tell us yes off camera? He's like, yeah.
He's like, about $1 million.
We've had guests say like the same, like, oh fuck, dude, no. You know, he's like,
and then
like,
they talk themselves into
yeah,
it.
they're like, you know what? Okay, I'll slap her as hard as I can. I'll give her like 250,000, and then we have to tell them, like, dude, first of all, she's blind from her left eye, so if you're sitting next to her, she won't know what hit her. Literally, like, we'll just tell her it's an earthquake or something. You know, like,
Is she really getting?
she's gonna be fine. She's not gonna have any more damage. She already has. But
I'm not even going to attempt to rationalize this
Dude,
on air.
fucking Ross.
I knew it. I'm gonna play the role that I'm an honorable man.
Yeah, you are. And you know what? Honestly, I think, like, regardless, I think you would still not do.
Yeah.
Even
Ross,
if it was 10 million.
Ross is a good guy, man.
Hey, he said, wait, how much?
He said, how much? I do it for 1.5.
Back or front hand? Which one is it?
Give me some powder.
No. But that's, you know what? For everybody listening, that tells you enough about
the person.
what type of guy he is, man.
Honorable man.
As long as nobody's recording. He's good.
When we're off camera, he's not that type of guy.
He's an asshole. He doesn't even hike, bro.
He doesn't even spell his last name right.
Those are fake ass pictures. Those are fake ass pictures. He works for MC Bravo, not the locomotive.
God bless. God bless.
And be what that
Holy shit, over an hour.
All right, guys. So, with that being said, those were our fucking random questions with our boy Ross. And as you can tell, he's a guy of great character. And it's not going to waver for $1 million. But 10 million might make a difference. So,
Off camera.
with that being said, guys, episode 48, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. Let's go around and give our final thoughts real fast before we wrap it up today. Joe, final thoughts on the podcast?
That was a great episode. It was good seeing you again after so many years. 18 years, you guys said.
18 fucking years, bro.
I liked your little insight to the organization you work for.
Absolutely.
Hopefully we can make it out to some games and let us go to some Chihuahua games next season, you know?
Behind the scenes kind of
Behind the
shit.
scenes type of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I know you can do it. But overall, good episode.
Got you.
Thank you for coming through, man.
No, thank you,
Joe.
guys.
I know you can fucking do it.
Joe's already like, hey.
Telling everybody.
Bro, Ross about to get us 50 tickets to the Loco game, bro.
I'm going to throw a raffle on the podcast.
Hey, tame your ass a little bit. Calm down.
This is just barely your third. What?
It's his third episode producing. Joe, shout out to you.
Shout out to you, dude. You're doing a good job,
Thank you.
man. Thank you, bro.
Misa, final thoughts on the podcast
Yes,
today?
dude. I just want to say, I wish I could remember you and like be your friend back in the weekend.
I wasn't that cool back in the day. Don't worry.
I know, but you're cool now. So, nah, man.
He said, I wish you existed back then.
Terrible.
I was just too busy and alternative. That's why.
Criminal.
But nah, man. Thank you for being here today, dude. Great stories, very motivational. I wish you luck in your career. I hope we could have you back. I know we're gonna have you back.
Yeah,
we'll kidnap your ass.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
We know where you work.
We know where you are.
We know where you live.
We know where you live. We know everything about you now, bro. All right. I know you won't hit my grandma, so yeah. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody. Make sure to follow us. Make sure to stay safe and stay fresh.
Ross, final thoughts on the podcast today.
Yeah, no, thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. This was really awesome just to shoot the shit for a bit. And,
Hell yeah.
I'd love to come back on whenever. You guys are doing a great job, so keep it up. This is an awesome studio for those that aren't watching the YouTube, but cool digs. So
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. Once again, we really appreciate you coming through, man, spending some time with us. We know you're busy. We know you got a lot of shit going on, but to have you come through and chill with us for a few hours and chop it up. And we talked about so many topics, man. And like, for sure, we got to do another round too, because like, I mean,
We will.
why
for
not?
Sure. No,
Why
yeah, why
the
not?
fuck
For
not?
sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
And dude, your photography's the shit. Like Misa said, we wish you the best in everything that you're doing. You guys are doing really successful with the fucking organization.
And that has a lot to do with you, man.
And it has a lot to do.
Honestly.
It's a team effort.
Yeah,
it is a team effort, but you're part of that big team, man.
Yeah, dude. And that shit resonates, and like it resonates with me. It resonates with a lot of people I know, and I'm proud to have somebody on here that's representing the Chihuahuas and the Locos and everything that they're doing. And I fucking love this shit. So thank you again for being on, dude. Joe, thank you for stepping in and producing again. Getting better, bro. I can see it. You got a lot of potential, man.
Joe,
Permanent job.
I love you, Joe.
And shout out to Joe for running our socials, guys. Misa, thanks again. Good episode one more time, brother. You know how we do it.
Yes, sir.
Guys, make sure to follow us on Facebook, like our Instagram, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Apple Podcasts, rate and review.
Amazon, guys. Amazon, do us a favor.
And we
do me a
are
favor.
on Amazon.
Hold on, do us a favor, man. Everybody listening right now, if you guys have that whole Amazon Home thing,
You got Alexa.
just do me a favor. Ask Alexa, hey, Alexa, play Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast.
There you go. That's all you need to do.
And thank me later, guys.
And thank Misa later. So with
please.
all that being said, guys, episode 48, Conversing with Chris and Misa, the podcast. We are...